And it looks okay. That's good. It looks good.
Yeah, no, it's looking good to me.
Are all the sound levels right? Because this is new ground.
I should probably make some noise in that case, shouldn't I? So
No, you're making noise. You're making noise. I can see bars moving. That's good. Yo, Misty, how we doing? Just dropping in. What's her? Nice. Everything goes grand.
Always poop on company time,
yeah.
Misty. Always poop on company time.
Always. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Sounds good to me. Nice. Steve Smith, Rip, evening. Who did we have in at the beginning? Yourself, Matt. Digi. Smoked, how we doing? Welcome in. Have I missed anybody? Misty, hope you're well, mate. There we go. Right. Episode 1. This feels weird because I haven't done a podcast in a long while, and it's normally just pure chaos from get-go. So you want to introduce yourself a bit, Matt, for the people that don't know?
Oh, that's like the worst thing in the world to have to do, isn't it? Well, I'm
stand up.
Yeah, stand up, everyone. Just say one nice thing about yourself. I'm that nerd Mert. It's your boy Mert, formerly known as Pokemert, for anyone who might have seen shenanigans from Pokemert on Twitter. I'm a Pokemon TCG streamer mostly, although we do branch out into the occasional other random thing. We played a little bit of Zelda, mostly Pokemon TCG and chatting nonsense on Twitch and annoying people on Twitter. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah, no, that's I think how I sort of come across you originally was the annoying Twitter stuff, and it sort of led me down this path, and I was like, you know what, this nerd guy's actually all right. And then I come across you on Twitch.
I kind of miss the days where I think my Twit not blew up, because my Twitter's never blown up, but I think I gained a lot of traction in the early days for shouting at total cards during the pandemic.
They need shouting at more.
They did. They needed shouting at. It seemed, I don't do interpersonal like streamer drama. I don't do that bullshit. You have enough of that stuff when you're a teenager in school. But I will fight corporate powers for being greedy bastards any day of the week.
I mean, can you do a bit more shouting at them at the minute with the current Obsidian Flame
well,
drama?
The thing is that they blocked me for ages. I don't actually know if they've unblocked me yet.
Oh,
I think
no.
They have. I hammered them every time they posted because of the shit they were pulling with.
Were they scalping,
Shining
basically?
Fates. Yeah, it was Shining Fates. They were being arseholes.
Yeah.
In a moment of scarcity, they were getting product for the prices that they get product for. They weren't being charged shitloads of money. They were using the opportunity to charge people shitloads of money. And I took a disliking to this. I mean, and I made sure I was very vocal about it.
There's a few companies that do it with the older style stock, but you can sort of allow a little bit for like inflation, etc., and what have you. But when it's price gouging, like you just go, whoa.
This was proper price gouge. It was. I got images of it somewhere because I used to troll them with them. They were trying to charge, I think it was £120 for the 4 Shining Fates pin boxes.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah,
the ones that you can pick up for like £12 now.
Yeah, it was a ludicrous price. I'm sure I've got a screenshot of it somewhere. But yeah, I think I made a Star Wars meme. Is probably one of my favorite sort of attacking the memes. Episode 3, Obi-Wan and Anakin, when Anakin's chopped up, you were supposed to destroy the scalpers, not join them. That kind of shit.
Love it. I mean, that can be thrown around a lot at the minute. Like
they've apparently unblocked me now, which is good.
I mean, that's good.
Maybe I can get back to winding them up.
Yeah, let's go again. I mean, I don't know whether you saw the press release that they did for the Obsidian Flames disaster following the Paldea one, the Scarlet and Violet one, the Silver Tempest one, you know, every single set release that they seem to do.
No, I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I kind of assumed they still block me. I don't really see much from Total Cards. I'm a bit out of the loop.
For some reason, have yet again just yet another release. Oh, we got it really late and we're now struggling to get it out and we're working overtime and blah blah blah. Like the woe is me stance. And they're like, oh, our people are getting death threats. Never give staff members death threats. Ever.
That was my big thing at the time.
Don't ever harass them to the point that you're threatening them. Like, give them shit for them not getting it out.
We did see a lot of that during the pandemic, was people being like horrible, horrible to sort of, like, I would always bring it up and ask them questions, and you know, I was very polite in my annoyance of them.
Yeah.
And a couple of times I had to, you know, I was on their side. I had to go at people who were just being dicks. You know, I'd always say, don't. These, you know, it's a pro social media sod. You know, it's some guy who went to university for marketing. And he got a job as a social media manager for, you know, because he loved trading cards, or because she loved trading cards, you know. And then you're just getting hounded on Twitter by people who are rightly mad at the decisions that you had nothing to do with.
They shut their phone lines. They turned their phone lines off because there was people ringing up, threatening them down the phone, like multiple different phone lines into that business.
Yeah, see, I ain't about that shit.
No, definitely not. Like 100%. Give them hassle for yet another failed release, but not to the point that you're making people's lives hell.
Yeah, I'll make Star Wars memes and attack the corporate decisions. I'm not going to attack the individual people who are doing it.
But
you know? So I found the image. It was the Mad Party pin collection.
Oh, yeah.
A bundle of 4 of them.
Yeah.
They were charging £107.75 for them. For a bundle of 4 of the Mad Party pin collections. And that was on release as well. I think they were
26 something pound a piece
or something. No, they were only like 13, I think.
Yeah, no. But like they were charging like £26.50 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I can't do that kind of maths.
That's quick maths. Don't ask me to do maths and make it make sense, because it's never.
Don't even ask me to do slow maths. I'm so number blind.
But UK, how are we doing? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in.
Hey, welcome in, Yeek. I was just hanging out in the Extreme for a little bit before we started.
Oh, Andy's here. How are we doing, Andy?
Oi, it's your boy Andy Bevington.
It is. But yeah, but they went on to say further down this press release, all the stuff that you're seeing opened on our social media was filmed weeks in advance. I'm like, so you had stock weeks in advance, but you didn't save that for to send out?
Yeah, it's difficult. Again, a lot of companies have kind of been caught doing stuff like that, because obviously a lot of people, and this is the sort of dirty secret for a lot of content creators that people don't realize in the Pokemon TCG space, is that for the vast majority, the content is marketing for their store.
Yeah.
You know, the live streams, the videos, it's all marketing. It's to drive people to the store.
Yeah.
And that's where they make their real money. But it's a balance when you know, especially when you're one of the big 3, you know, Chaos Cards, Magic Madhouse, Total Cards.
Yeah.
You know, those are the big 3 in the UK. If you're new to the TCG scene in the UK, especially if you came up during the pandemic where you couldn't just go to your local card store and you searched for any TCG, those are the 3 that you were going to get sent to straight away.
Yeah.
Those are the hobby ones, you know?
They're the bigger 3.
And they've got good standing with Asmodee as well. The more you sell with the distributor, the more the distributor will give you. So they always get a lot more stock than a lot of the smaller hobby stores.
I'm noticing what they're doing is they're going, we're going to undercut everyone at pre-order level. get all of this traffic through them, and then go, "Oh, we can't fulfill it." I know of people that have actually had emails who have turned around and they've gone, "Yeah, we can't fulfill it. We're cancelling your order." This is stuff that they've booked down months ago.
At least they're cancelling the orders for a while, especially during the pandemic when I was really hammering these stores for these sorts of things. What they do is they just keep people on the hook for months and months and months. So people actually, they got your pre-order in 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
You were super excited because you had nailed the pre-order. Came around to release, you got an email saying, sorry, you'll be in the next wave. And then the next wave is 3 weeks out. So, you don't want to cancel your order. You miss out on any of the other drops, and then you never get your card. And that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, because a lot of people, what they were doing is they're going, I've got it. It's mine. It's just held up in a wave somewhere.
But then the wave never comes.
Yeah,
exactly. Because you've already paid for it. You're kind of stuck there. I flip-flop quite a lot on whether it's a good thing for companies to take your money straight away, or whether it's a good thing for them to take your money on release.
Yeah.
I think for me, because I'm a forgetful bugger, I quite like to have the money taken straight away, because then suddenly I'll have shitloads of money come out of my account that I forgot was coming out of my account.
It's sheer panic.
But companies are essentially taking interest-free loans from people when they take a pre-order for a product that's 6 months away.
Yeah.
It's an interest-free loan from your audience, and then
the ones that shock me are the smaller stores. I can see why they take the money straight up, because they need that money as like liquid money.
Yeah, the margins are crazy when it's not a good time. I've actually talked. I think at this point I've talked about 3 people out of starting a store, because it is the dumbest time. It's a terrible business decision to start a TCG store right now.
Completely missed what would be the peak of the most latest hype.
Yeah, unless you're doing it with the sole intention of purely being a box breaker.
Yeah.
Like getting but even then, the problem with having a distributor hookup as a box breaker is, I know Asmodee especially, they're not just going to sell you booster boxes. You can't just go to Asmodee and buy only booster boxes. They'll say you can have this amount of booster boxes, this amount of ETPs. You've got to have all of the premium checklink blisters. You've got to have the theme decks, which are a fucking nightmare to get rid of, because with the hell selling shitloads of theme decks, you can't do anything on a box break with those.
No. The only thing that I personally see themed decks as would be if you're doing like an expert master set, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to learn to get into the TCG, amazing way to get into it at a reasonable level.
Yeah. Oh, we've had some great theme decks playable. I mean, look at the Mew VMAX deck you could buy. That's
the Palkia.
That usually one will.
Like the Palkia one, pull that apart at the minute, Roshan Shenpao's in and some back scalpers. You're done. You're ready to roll. Like, as meta as it's going to get.
But then what benefit are you getting from, was it like a Lycanroc EX deck or Lycanroc V deck that came out not long ago? Things like that. I'm saying this as a noob as fuck player.
The current Lycanroc is a absolute monster. I've gone up against a few on TCG, and it wasn't fun. I don't
think I've ever seen anyone play a Lycanroc. Again, super noob. Don't play it very often.
Yeah, no.
Latest theme deck. We got a Kangaskhan and Greninja deck releasing in 2 months.
Wait, what?
Yeah, EX battle deck, Kangaskhan EX and Greninja EX coming out on the 6th or the 10th.
It makes no sense because neither of them are even remotely meta. Kangaskhan EX, which means they've picked that out of 151. It's a different one.
I'm trying to see because they do. Oh no, it's a promo, so it's just got the promo tag on it. No idea, because it's not released yet. So
Yeah, no, it's
there's
going
no
to be a
lists and
weird
things
one.
online.
Definitely going to be a weird one. Right, I'm looking down. I've got a list of questions as well as stuff in Discord. Which I'm
You're
going
going to get to none of those. I'm going to keep us going on random tangents.
I'm the worst for it though, with random tangents.
You think you get into any of your questions, Frosty?
I'm going to get to one right now. Right now.
Is to totally derail the whole conversation every time. Now go on, shoot one at me.
When did you get into Pokemon and why?
Technically, I was a small child, and because Pokemon took the world by storm. That's the short answer to that question. Yeah, I was there at the beginning. I was there at the dawn of the age. I remember a day before Pokemon existed, Frosty. I was conscious. I was a conscious being before Pokemon was a thing. And then one day Pokemon was a thing, and it was everywhere.
Mert's well old, yeah. Mert was there at the dawn of time.
Cheeky bastards. I'm well old. No, I was at the right age for it as well. So I was about 9 years old, I think. Around that sort of age. So I was like the prime target audience for Pokemon. This will probably cover a couple of other questions, but I stopped the TCG before the sort of Johto sets, whatever those were called. Before Neo. So I had a little bit of Rocket, I had a bit of Fossil. I had some of the gym heroes and things like that. But gym heroes, I was already fizzling out with the TCG by then. Carried on playing the games until Ruby and Sapphire, although I was playing them kind of in private to myself.
Yeah, because that probably would have been the time where it wasn't cool to be anything remotely interested.
I mean, it was never cool, but it was even less cool when you were like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And like nerd culture really, I don't think people really understand that. Like people who have grown up in the 2000s, especially people who were born in the mid 2000s to late 2000s, I don't think we'll ever quite understand. It's very early to get onto this millennial moaning shit, but we'll never quite understand the prevalence of nerd culture now. Like the Marvel video games, all of these things that are just accepted as part of mainstream culture, made you a pariah when you were in the late 90s and the early 2000s. You were if you played video games or you were into superheroes or anything like that, you were like
the social outcast.
Yeah, you were the stereotypical, you watch things like Stranger Things, and they'll use that trope, the 80s trope of like the nerds and stuff like that. And it's just, so it got to the point, I was in my early to mid-teens, so I was enjoying Pokemon to myself in private, while not necessarily having a community of other, nerdy people to enjoy
like-minded
Pokemon
individuals.
Yeah.
Whereas
and then
I went down to my local card shop not long back. We're talking maybe 2 months ago, and there were like 10 to 12-year-old kids running around screaming like banshees. I couldn't take it for long.
Oh, my nephew's mad for it. He's 10 years old, and he's into football, he's into cricket, he's mad for all of his sports, but he loves video games and Pokemon as well.
Yeah, but that's where the balance comes into it. Like, he's into his sports, so into like the cooler kid crowd, but he's still got that nerd culture sort of.
I wonder if any of that shit. I mean, I don't know, because I don't really. He's the only child I know, and we haven't really talked about social battlefield stuff like this on any sort of deep level, because he's my nephew. We're too busy having fun. We kind of hope that kind of bullshit. I'm not quite sure how old you are, Frosty.
32 this year.
Oh, there you go. So very similar age. That kind of bullshit, the sort of thing, the social hierarchy stuff that we would have experienced and seen in high school or comprehensive school or whatever that kind of age you call the school.
Yeah.
has kind of mellowed out a little bit. You know, there's none of the, it's maybe less cliquey because everyone's kind of into everything and everyone's allowed to be into it. You kind of hope that was the case. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's still just as shit as it was, or well, not necessarily shit, but still as, you know, cliquey and group orientated. Like nobody was into nerdy shit was also playing sports, you know, and nobody was into sport. And people would divide themselves along the music they listen to. You know, how crazy do you even think about? As an adult, do you think about that shit? That
99% of
maybe
music
on
these days,
because, you know,
99%
someone listens to different music.
Yeah, like these days, 99% of music, it's just noise. It's just noise, and I don't know whether that's an age thing.
That is the most wrinkled millennial thing I've heard anyone other than me say in a long time.
I'm an elder millennial, and I'm proud. But it's mostly just noise. It's not even good noise. Like some of the stuff I listen to a lot of people will just be noise. But
but the boomers said that about our early 2000s pop punk, and early 2000s pop punk was fucking dope. So, you know,
take us back. Take us back.
I don't even know what music is these days. I can't remember the last time I heard like a new song. I don't listen to the radio. I've got all my own music, and I just listen to it on loops. You know, I barely even listen to the new albums of the bands that I'm into because I've just got no time to process new music.
You've got no time to process anything, really.
Exactly. I've got about 6 hours worth of music that I enjoy, and I'll just listen to that on a loop until I die.
And that takes you about 6 months to get through.
Exactly, because how often do you sit there and listen to music? You know?
Exactly. Like the only time I listen to music per se is the music that's going on in the background here, other than the drive to and from work.
I was going to say I'm a big fan of blasting music in the car and having a good old, you know, terrible sing.
The radio was turned up extremely loud on the way home from work tonight, and I'm not even sorry for it.
I had a CD player two cars ago. I still had a CD player, so I was still, you know, for legal reasons, this is a joke, barreling down the motorway changing CDs. I
mean, it brings a whole new, I just pressed the skip button on my Spotify.
I've listened to this album already. I need to put a different album in while going 70 miles per hour on the M6.
70.
Yeah, 70. For legal reasons. Caramel dancing beans. Who doesn't love a bit of caramel dancing?
Never heard of them.
Oh, you got treat yourself. Treat yourself.
That sounds like an amazing sweet.
You will have heard the song. I guarantee you cannot exist on the internet without having heard caramel dancing. But you've got to treat yourself to the entire audio experience.
Oh no. Fluffy, welcome in. Well, I did see you there. Welcome in. I'm doing well. PCH, welcome in. Yes, it's because I'm over 30. We're going to get to another one of my questions, Matt.
Crack on, let's do it.
Have you got a favourite card that you own currently?
I've got a couple. I think probably my most favourite card is the Japanese Munch Rowlet.
Right, this conversation's over.
That was
it's a card I want.
Not just it's one of my favorite cards. Number one, because it's a Rowlet card. Right. Number two, because it's a fantastic artwork. But number three, it was a gift. It was given to me on like my first year streaming anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
I was just showered with dope gifts from my community, and that was one of the ones that just. I mean, at the time, it must have cost like 40 quid to buy, which is an insane thing to receive as some idiot on the internet just waving his hands over cards, you know.
Who we see.
But it's exactly that's all you. At the time, I didn't even have the Rowlet. You know, it wasn't even the PNG tube. It was literally just for the vast majority of my streaming career, for lack of a better word. It was just hands. The rowlet is actually a very new thing. I think this year, maybe around March, April.
It works.
No,
So
it might have
it
been a
really
bit
does
earlier.
work.
It was an experiment. Some people hated it at first, and then after we had done it for like 2 or 3 streams, we were like, "All right, well, I can't imagine the stream now without the rowlet," you know. And me and the missus have updated him a couple of times, so I can scream, I can be happy, I can be sad. I'm working on rigging these things up a bit better.
So the one that you've got at the moment, that's the one that it is like most of the time I see you when you're playing TCG Live.
Yeah, that's how I am behind the camera as well. Behind the thing. Yeah, it's basically my face all the time.
Yeah, but that's just the general feeling of playing that game. It really is. And what was the other one?
Favorite cards? Well, the other one is my graded. Where is he? I don't really do grading. I don't like graded cards.
Yeah.
I think slabs are ugly. But people might remember, people in the UK especially might remember a store called TCG Exchange that no longer exists.
I do know of the company.
Yeah, I did a bunch of collaboration stuff with them. I was helping out behind the scenes to sort of figure out their business, even though they never fully launched it.
Yeah.
And they gifted me a Hidden Fates Rowlet, the SV2, and it's a 9. It's a PSA 9 Hidden Fates Rowlet, and it's beautiful. I love it. So,
it's here somewhere.
even though it's a graded card, it's a Rowlet. You know? Misses.
Hang on. Oh.
Oh, okay. She's just sending me
So
Amazon shit. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that
Except
one.
in a 9 instead of a 10.
is one of my prized possessions alongside my Detective Pikachu Bulbasaur.
Oh, nice.
And the Tag Bolt Booster Box campaign, Kamiya, Snorlax, and Eevee.
Oh, that's a cool card.
I've never seen another one.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that card before.
So it was a English promo for Tag Team, I think it was. It was one of the tins for Tag Team. But I've never seen it. I've never seen another. Yeah, and I've never seen another Japanese one.
No, I said I don't think I've ever seen that card before. I don't think I've even seen it in English.
But I've got some like really niche stuff, mainly because I just like it, and some of it's on the way out the door at the minute. But that's by the by. But like my Rowlet, my Bulbasaurs, I've got a Cracked Ice Hollow, Vivid Voltage, Charizard from one of the theme decks.
Yeah, I've got one of those, but it's still in the theme deck. It's not graded, it just sits in the theme. It's part of the very small and modest display that I have.
Yeah.
In my tiny stream room.
And I've got little stuff like I've got the sealed, like pre-release Lugia from Vivid Voltage as well.
Nice.
Still
very
sealed.
Cool card.
Still sealed. I know someone's selling a PSA 10 version, and I'm like, do I just get that and get rid of that, or what? What do I do? it's the moral sort of compass is saying, don't get it. Just you need to save your money. But the card gobbling in me is saying, you need it. Just get it. Like money's just a construct. Just get it.
Yeah, hunger's also a construct.
It is, but
freezing to death is also a construct.
It is. I'm quite fortunate. I live with my grandmother, and I'll always have a roof over my head. I'll always have food in my stomach.
I mean, that's very lucky.
Extremely
the
lucky.
bank owns most of my house. So.
Yeah, you can't go to the bank and go, could I just have another small loan?
No. I mean, I could, and they'd probably give me one as well, just so that I owe them even more money.
Yeah,
But,
they were like, yeah, we'll just own you for another few years.
yeah. But no, all of my favorite cards, all of them, at least the top 10 favorite cards I could list for you,
Yeah.
would all be ones that I have been gifted. Just because I've been incredibly lucky, like incredibly blessed, and I try and take as many opportunities as I can to shout out the community that I've grown over the last 3 years, or nearly 3 years.
That answers a question. That answers a question I was going to ask. How like sort of when did you start streaming and stuff like that? So you've answered the question without me even asking.
Yeah, we'll be coming up on 3 years in February next year. I think so. We're at about 2.5 years now. I think the first affiliate stream was in February. I think the first stream was like early January.
Okay.
So I kind of do the anniversaries by when I hit affiliate, because that's kind of when things.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to do that, really.
And I think I started making YouTube content the October or November before that. So I was doing just YouTube stuff for a couple of months.
Okay.
And then I jumped over to Twitch just because somebody, I barely even knew people were live streaming things, And then I think I can't remember whether it was Brace Gaming or the Poker Core or someone like that. It was this, fairly well known in the little group I was in on Twitter, or the community on Twitter.
It was probably Brace.
Yeah, I can never remember. It was somebody, not massive. It wasn't like watching in Poker Rev or somebody like that. It was somebody who was just doing it for fun. They weren't doing a box break. They were just enjoying themselves opening some packs. And I was starting to get to that point with the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Where I just really wasn't enjoying doing the video. It for a time when we were all being isolated by lockdowns.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the making the videos, the filming them on my own, the editing them on my own, was feeling. It was a very sort of isolating.
Yeah, I guess
isolating experience. And live streaming was just. From day one, I was lucky. I had a community on Twitter. I had a community on YouTube. Day one, I have been so blessed. I have never once streamed to nobody. I've never streamed to less than 3 people.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever even streamed to less than 5 people, although once or twice we might have dipped when we were playing Brilliant Diamond or something. I was incredibly blessed that I had a transferable community from day one.
He had so much energy.
I can't not live stream now. I can't imagine going back to doing opening cards on YouTube videos. It's just so boring. It's so much fun being live. It's so much fun having people in the chat. And like I said, I've been lucky enough that I've never not had that. Sometimes chat is a bit quiet. There's people be lurking.
Yeah.
And I
encourage lurkers, to be honest. Like if you can't chat, but you've made the time to just at least open the stream up.
Yeah, bless you.
Like, thank you so much. Like, you don't have to chat.
The only issue I ever have is that I don't have, I can see how many viewers are here now because I've got your stream open.
Yeah.
But my stream dashboard and my OBS setup, I don't have my viewers visible. I don't know how many people are watching me until I've finished streaming and I look at the analytics. So unless people are talking in chat, sometimes I can feel like I'm quite alone, and then I'll look at the analytics afterwards. And I'm like, oh no, there were 12 people there at that point. It's just for that entire time I thought I was talking to myself. There was 12 people there. There was just nobody was actually, doing the chit chat stuff.
Yeah,
I will take it, Sleepy Stitchy. Send it to me. I don't collect the Japanese rowlets, but hell's yeah. They're not sending me a don't like that, Sleepy Stitchy.
We'll get Mer in a full blackout mask, and it'll be Twitch boxing over the card.
I've actually got there was an English rowlet card that I didn't know existed, that I lost my fucking mind when I found out it existed, because I thought I had an English rowlet master set, and it turns out I didn't have an English rowlet master set.
Okay.
But Luckily, this card is currently on its way to me, and it's been given a postage. It's been given a proper tracking number with Royal Mail. So fingers crossed, it does actually turn up.
Oh, what is it?
It is a 2017 World Championship. I think it was in a deck or something. It's got some writing on it. It's got some like gold. Yeah, that one. I had no idea it existed.
And literally until I showed you it.
I was just about to say, I'm sure it was you who showed it in the fucking Discord, and I lost my mind. Right, Frosty, the day you showed that in the Discord, and I went, "You fucking dick!" And I thought I had a Rowlet Master. I was on eBay for about 3 days straight, just waiting for one to show up. I was like, "Give it to me! I need this! I need this Rowlet. Where the fuck?" No, I've got one on its way.
Nice.
And I did. Nice. I pulled the missus pulled the reverse hollow Rowlet from Obsidian Flames. So yeah,
I've got one sat next. No, I think I put it in my binder already. But
when that card arrives, I'm back to 100% English Rowlet.
Nice. See, I'm working on my Kamiya stuff in a minute. Like,
oh, nice.
I need the reverse hollow Lechonk from Obsidian Flames.
I might have one of those.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know whether I've got a duplicate of it, but I might have.
Yeah, I saw a Lechonk ticked off on your stream.
Yeah, I've definitely pulled a Lechonk. No, I've got the Nishido one. Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
I was very tempted to start a Lechonk binder just because I love saying it. I love putting a little bit of Frenchness on it, you know?
Yeah.
Lechonk.
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 I just call him Bacon Seed.
People, I think he's going to be around for a while. I think he's going to be one of these sleeper fan favorites, like Bidoof. You know,
he is another Bidoof. He is a Route 1 normal type.
And he's a little pig. I don't know how you can hate him. I don't know how you can hate him.
I did. I murdered so many of those things for a shiny in Scarlet and Violet.
I know. I think it's
I spent 3 days shiny hunting that thing and still didn't get one.
Shiny hunters are bonkers. You guys are. Yeah. You guys are insane.
I mean, granted, it was while I was at work. It was just to pass the time.
You know, bless you, but I can't. I mean, I've said it on stream many times. I kind of understand shiny hunters. I can never imagine myself doing it. I feel like I'd do it for about 10 minutes and be like, "Oh, well, fuck this noise." I'm done. I'm just gonna go do something else.
Is there a favorite card that you don't own?
Ooh. I mean, it would be bloody arrogant of me to say no. There's a couple of big cards on my chase lists at the moment for my binders that I don't do like master sets and stuff, but I got some binders, like my main collection binders. So there's some Crown Zenith. Probably my favorite out of that. I mean, the Leafeon V-Star I don't have yet. That's a beautiful card. The Mewtwo V-Star in that is a beautiful card. That's probably
the Mewtwo V-Star. I'm just
fucking expensive.
You can get them on Facebook for about 45 now.
Oh yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah. Like the thing is, in the current climate, it is.
I don't spend that much money on cards. I'd rather spend that much money on some Crown Zenith products and just hope.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot. There's a couple from. I'm trying to think if there's one that's like not part of any of my necessary collection goals, but it's just like a really cool card.
Something it can be something completely unobtainable to the general public.
Well, the thing is, a lot of those types of cards tend to be like Japanese promos and stuff like that, and I've just got like zero interest in Japanese cards. Like, they look nice. I've got no beef with Japanese cards. I've just got zero interest in collecting them, you know? Maybe, I mean, it would be really nice to have a good... I've got a really shit condition one. It would be really awesome to have a good condition Fossil Kabutops. Because that's one of my all-time favorite cards.
Hollow?
Yeah, I've got a really, like, bad... Well, it's not bad, but it's like, it's banged up a little bit. It's scratched. I think it cost me about a fiver. Pre-Logan Paul screwing up the entire retro market.
I actually want to touch on the whole, like, where it sort of started and where it's currently sitting. I just need to send something to you.
I was kind of unlucky in the same sense that I collected quite a lot of, and maybe we'll get into the whole story of that. But I kind of got into collecting Wizards of the Coast and early stuff before that happened.
Okay.
So at least for a little while, I was getting like base set hollows for $5.
Oh,
I was kind of enjoying collecting, recollecting my base sets. And then, I remember looking at, I think it was Fossil Moltres. I think it was the hollow Fossil Moltres, and I was looking at it on eBay, and I think there was one for like a tenner or something like that.
I mean,
and I was
there
like,
can't be much more than that now.
According to Pokemon.gg, they're standing at about $35, but that might be like really good condition ones.
Pokemon.gg, I absolutely love. Their pricing where it's new.
That's for first editions.
Oh, okay.
First edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your standard.
I think they just API the TCG. What's it called? The one
TCG player.
TCG. Yeah, I think they just hook into all of that data and just play it. I don't think they do any I don't think they've got a bespoke value scraping thing. I think they just pull the data from TCG player.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was one going for what felt like a lot of money to me at the time. So I think it was about a 10, and it was mint, it was proper tasty. It was a Fossil Hollow, I can't remember which one. It might have been Moltres. Anyway,
yeah.
I was looking at it on eBay, and I was like, I'm in an RN pushing the button. There was no rush back then, nobody was there. I was just like, I'm in an RN on it. And then the Logan Paul streams happened, and it like more than quadrupled in price.
Yeah.
Overnight, every hollow I was looking at, every one that was on my watch list, just went nuts overnight, and I couldn't buy anything. I'm still pissed I didn't buy the Charizard when I had the chance, because it could have gone out for like 40 quid.
Yeah. Like now, was a cheap raw base set Charizard? 150?
Yeah, something like that.
150 for a raw one that looks battered.
It looks like he's been run over by a couple of cars.
Gone for a couple of machine washes.
Yeah.
But sort of, I sort of got back into collecting. Like I remember the day I found out my childhood collection was thrown in a skip.
Oh, bro.
It was I'd say about 6 months back with me into collecting. And I asked my mum, I was like, have you still got XYZ folders? She was like, oh no, when I moved, I threw all of that stuff in a skip. It was just rubbish. I was like, yeah, I could have brought you like 4 houses with what you've thrown away.
That's exactly what I said to my parents. We don't know what happened to my collections, although in fairness, the way we treated our cards when we were kids, they were probably all banged up to shit anyway.
So
we don't know idea actually what happened to mine.
I remember having 3 Charizards. One was a first edition Shadowless. It's still. Can you see the pain in my face as I'm saying this?
I can see it. I can feel it.
I had a base set 2 Charizard, and I had a reverse hollow legendary collection Charizard.
Oofed.
And
I barely even remember.
Even as a kid, I was a pack sleeve binder, and that's where they stayed.
I was all of my cards in a big bunch with 3 elastic bands around them. and the hollows would all be on the top as well, so the very first card. I remember trying to get it must have been about maybe 400, 500. I've got some stacks of 100 cards here. Yeah, let's say about 400 cards per elastic band.
Oh,
So a stack of 400 cards is easily like maybe
it's
6-7 inches tall. Yeah. With just the big fuck off elastic bands that the postman used to leave lying around. I'd be walking down to the bus stop and be like, "Oh, postman's dropped a new band for my cards."
oh, the ones off the floor.
That's off the floor. Yeah. So they wouldn't have been worth much, but I'm still annoyed that they got lost somewhere. I think, right, Shining Mew from Shining Legends, Shining Legends number 40, quite an expensive card, way outside of my, I'm just going to buy it for shits and giggles. But I have quite a few of the other Shining cards, and I don't have the Mew. And it kind of annoys me that I don't have the Mew because I've got like the Arceus and the Rayquaza and the Jirachi.
That's going to be one of those ones that you put a little bit at the side constantly for. If it's possible.
The thing is, it's a page at the back of one of my binders that isn't real. Like, it's not really it was kind of one of those collections I accidentally got.
Yeah.
I can never remember exactly who.
Me and Pikachu's were never meant to happen.
Well, that's it.
It was just, always Bulbasaur.
I just ended up with a couple of them. I think I ended up with the Lugia, the Ho-Oh, the Celebi, and maybe the Arceus, and then somebody sold me the Rayquaza and the Jirachi for a really good, like a ludicrously good price. So I just have those now. I just ended up with a small Shining collection. So some of those are ludicrous. Like you look at like Shining Kabutops and Shining Raishus, they're like $300-400 cards. It's just you're never getting a full set of those.
No. So there might be a new favourite card of yours. If you have a look at your inbox quickly, I was sent this.
I did see it. Right?
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to react because obviously, we're going to keep further conversation. It is fucking adorable. If that is custom artwork by whoever sent you that is phenomenal. If it's just somebody who's found some cool rowlet artwork and put it on a card, it's still awesome. But I wouldn't want to get it printed just out of respect for the artist. If that is actually a custom bit of artwork, I'm going to get some of those printed because that is beautiful.
Okay, we can work on that as an off stream.
Yeah, because it's so cute. So somebody sent you that?
Stitchy. Stitchy just sent that over to me to send over to yourself.
Stitchy's adorable. Stitchy joined my stream the other day. I think it was from your.
It was.
And they stuck around for a long time in the stream. It was very nice having them.
Stitchy is a new person to my stream as well. I've spoken with Stitchy through a Discord server. And then they come by and sort of integrate themselves into the community, which is why they've now got a VIP badge.
Don't you love people like that when they show up and then stick around for ages? That's like one of the most beautiful things when, because obviously you get your core audience, the longer you've been streaming, you get your diehards. But when somebody new just joins your stream and sticks around, because you know what it's like when somebody raids you. You can get a raid of like, say you get a raid of 50 people, for a fact, gun to your head, chances are 45 of those people are fucking off. 3 of them aren't even paying attention. Yeah. And maybe 2 of them will stick around for 20 minutes just because they kind of vibe with the stream.
Yeah.
You get somebody that sticks around and actually enjoys the stream. It's one of the most rewarding things that happens to me when I'm streaming is when somebody who is completely disconnected, isn't like a friend of a person in chat or anything like that. They just stumble across the stream and then they vibe with us all night. And then, maybe you only see them for another couple of streams afterwards before they get bored, or maybe they pop back in 6 months later. But it's super rewarding. It's one of the most rewarding experiences.
It is, and that's why I like streaming as well, because you get to meet, even if it's for 2 minutes, 2 hours, or whatever, you get to meet some really interesting people that you can just vibe with.
I knew Townsend was going to bring that up when you mentioned VIP badges.
But still has never given me a VIP badge. Oh my god.
there's very specific things that I give VIP badges for. And everyone's got different reasons that they give VIP badges out.
Yeah.
I have very specific reasons I give people VIP badges, and it's not just time served, unfortunately, for Tamlin. Because bless it, she's been a diehard since very, 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 very early on. Tamsin's one of my ride or dies. She's the best, but she don't ask. I don't have pester me for that VIP badge.
I mean, I've been sitting there going, I'll get VIP badge in Merc soon. I'll get a VIP badge. And then I see Tangent, I'm like, yeah, I'm never getting a VIP badge.
Oh, Sleepy Stitchy. So I've just seen your message in chat. If those are for sale, if they're actually like made, hit me up on Twitter or on Discord or something. Let's talk about it rather than me nick the image and print it off myself. If they're being done as a
yeah, so Stitchy is
an artisan thing, let me know and we'll work it out.
Stitchy is extremely talented in what she does. I've seen some of her custom cards. They are so good.
Ooh, Stitchy, let's talk. So, because I might need new custom cards soon.
Yeah, you need ones that don't say Pokemon.
Yeah, for a start.
I mean, that's a start. And you need to include all of these other logos on here now, and that you've started on.
The thing is, the good thing is, I still own the @Pokemate on Twitter. So until Elon Musk starts purging people for not using their Twitter accounts,
yeah.
If you go to twitter.com/Pokemate, I still have twitter.com/Pokemate.
Oh, okay.
And in the bio it redirects you to my actual account. So those, at least for now, those cards are still semi-useful.
Nice. Yeah, to a point. Because
I don't think anybody I've ever sent
now,
one of those cards to. Yeah, I am. But I don't think anyone I've ever sent one of those cards to on like eBay or anything has come to Twitter or Twitch.
Unfortunately.
You know, I've had some nice reviews on eBay of people being like, "Oh, it's cool, they sent a custom trainer card around." But
it's a nice touch.
Nobody's bothered to type those things out.
So I'm going to go slightly off the book here. What's your views?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting into that part of the evening already.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point where Mate gets cancelled.
It could be me as well. It could be me. But on the likes of the bigger named PokeTubers, I'm going to throw out a list of names.
Are we going to do smash or pass for the...
you can straight up pass if you want to. I'm going to go in pretty hard here, to be honest, because there's a few people I just can't stand. Full stop. They're going to start with Unlisted Leaf, PokeRev, PokeChloe, PokeDean, Leonhart, Breaking Nate, the big ones. Like, where do you stand on that type of creator where they sort of flaunt the fact that they've got all of this money and can buy all these expensive booster boxes and then sell them at an inflated price?
I mean, I think I'd stand on all of their shoulders apart from PokeChloe. She might not be able to hold my weight.
Oh, Mert's taking that road.
No, I mean, it's like I said, and I've joked about all of the creators like that on my streams a couple of times. I don't really care enough outside of some of the stories of them, doing some shady things. Like, I know there's been stories of Leonhart doing shady things. Unlisted Leaf, I think he's the one who did was it the Celebrations break that he spent ages hyping up, charged a fortune for, and then it wasn't even him opening the cut. There's a lot. You see a lot of these stories. I don't really know much about. I've never heard anything bad about PokeChloe. I don't really know much about her at all. I think I spoke to a couple of people about her because they were big fans. And I was just trying to get a vibe. But again, I don't watch any of these people, because they mostly, not that they annoy me, because they're all very good at what they do. Obviously, you don't get to that sort of level without being good at what you do. But they have there's a level of selling your soul that needs to be done to get to that level of fame.
Yeah, and I think it's very prevalent in a lot of them.
It's impossible in any, and this is the dirty secret of any creative endeavor. There is no such thing as sleeper success. You either pull the right strings, do the right things, which are usually quite dirty. You stand on the shoulders or the corpses of people below you to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Such is the nature of the business. I draw the line where people are outright scamming, which, again, a couple of them have been caught doing.
We'll go quite recent, actually, with Whatnot. Blake's Breaks, the ex-NFL star.
Oh, that guy's a bell end. He's just straight up scamming.
That guy was only ever in it for money.
Yeah, that's just straight up scamming.
Yeah.
He goes in there, like all of the other guys you've listed. Unlisted Leaf, I can't even picture the guy's face. I don't think I've ever seen one of his videos. All I know about Unlisted Leaf is that celebrations break thing. That's literally just because of Twitter. Yeah. But all of the other ones on your initial list, they all definitely like Pokemon. They all definitely enjoy Pokemon as a franchise. They're all definitely fans, and at least part of them, they're in it for the community, for the enjoyment and things like that. Like I said, you don't get to that level without doing stuff that is going to be borderline exploitative of your audience.
And for me, that's where, like, as a quote-unquote box breaker, shop, whatever.
I was just about to segue into this, because I know this is, me and you have talked about this kind.
We have.
This is one of the reasons I have never done box breaks, and why I've always been not outspoken about box breaks, but I've clowned on box breaks and box breakers quite a lot, just for shits and giggles. I'm never really that serious. I don't really care that much.
Like, this is why, one of the reasons why I wanted you on as well. Because
I'm clowning on you for being a box breaker.
Yeah, you know. So you can do it to my face this time. No, so like, sort of, you can see that I'm not in it. I'm not in it for the money at all. No way, shape, or form. I wouldn't spend this sort of money putting this sort of stuff up. My desk looks like someone's thrown a grenade of Pokemon cards at it at the moment. It's the only way to describe it.
No, and this is the thing. The vast majority of, like, for lack of a better term and lack of a less sort of shitty term for it, a lot of the low-level box breakers, the guys like you who are just, it's a way to, number one, have incredibly cheap content, because basically people are just paying you for the packs that you open.
Yep.
The community spirit of it is amazing. I've sat in on people doing box breaks. It's a lot of fun opening packs. Everyone gets really excited and happy about when somebody in the chat gets a pull. There are virtues to the idea of community box breaks.
Yes. So
the problem with them is the temptation, or that I always feel like you're standing on the edge. And maybe this is just, it says more about my personality than anything else, that you're always standing on the edge of the slippery slope of exploitation, for lack of a better term. Because once you kind of get a taste for it, it's like, this set is in super high demand. People will pay more for it. And if three people in my community say, oh, well, we don't mind paying £5 for a booster pack, then I can charge £5 for a booster pack, and then you're one step down the slippery slope. And then the next time it's like, oh, there's a really super in demand Japanese set at the moment. I can manage to get boxes for cheap, so I can sell it cheaper than wanker number 5, who's selling it for 30 quid a pack. I'm going to sell it for 15 a pack, because that feels like doing a nice thing for people.
So this is another question I was going to touch on.
It's a slippery slope.
So sort of to tie in with what we're already talking about. Japanese sets at the minute, I will not touch. I've had people ask me, am I going to do any other language other than English? And I said, while the even at pre-order level, something like Raging Surf, which is out in what, 8 weeks, something stupid like that. Might even be sooner than that. Is pre-order level £106 for me to buy, plus shipping, plus import fees. By the time I've got that landed here, for me to even warrant like selling it, you're looking at 100 and probably what, 150 a box.
Well, this is the thing, right? So you say, and again, I'm using you as an example. I'm not saying this is what you do. I'm saying this is the slippery slope that I see box breakers going down. Yeah. Is that, say you manage to get the box for £100, so you can do the packs slightly cheaper than somebody else, but they're still quite expensive, way more than they should be, but you're just about breaking even. Morally, that doesn't feel like anything wrong to you, because you're selling the cards to people, you're just about breaking even, you're not making a big profit, but the packs still cost a ludicrous amount of money for what they are. A more exploitative-minded person will then, on the next set, think, well, I charged this price last time, I've got them a little bit cheaper this time, but I can still charge them that price. The profit motive, I think, is very easily...
And then you're also...
very easily corrupt.
Fueling the whole price gouge situation that Japan's got at the moment anyway.
Yeah, you then become part of the problem.
Yeah.
Which, again, is kind of fine. I'm not here to act like I'm some kind of, and I always say this when I talk about box. I ain't trying to say I'm some sort of fucking moral paragon or anything, The reason I stay away from things like that is because I can see, like, I've never made any secret that it costs a fortune to do the content I do. The support, I only manage to do it because of the support that I get doing it, and only just about, Yes. And that's with the level of support that I get. So the kind of, I even found it when I started selling on eBay for the first time. First time I sold a couple of reverse hollows for £2 because they were reverse hollow rares, and it's like I'd never pay £2 for a reverse hollow rare.
No,
and I found myself justifying it. I've still got some up as well. People still buy them. I found myself justifying it to myself. Well, if somebody pays for it, it's that a rampant capitalist mindset. If somebody is willing to pay that price for them, who am I to miss out on the money of selling it at that price?
100%.
And I always laugh at people, or laugh to myself when people sort of moralize and virtue signal about stuff like this, as if they're not the same monkeys with nuclear weapons as the rest of us. Everybody's mind, nobody is that strong. Everybody's mind is corruptible. Yeah. None of you are Jesus. Like, it's like everybody can be tempted by the dark side. We are all beings in flux,
One thing, like, people within my community will also... But one thing my community will turn around and say is, I will always say, never leave yourself that you cannot pay your bills and still have money to do other things other than buy off of me. Because I don't want to encourage I'm going to spend all my money with this person because they've got cheaper packs.
Yeah, no, and none of my criticisms of box breakers has ever been aimed at people like you. It's like, I know there's two other guys I know. Use the names now. Any of them like the Wee Devil, number one. He's a Liverpool guy. Yeah, I think.
Blackpool, I believe.
Blackpool, somewhere that part of the country with the very fun accents that I enjoy.
Yep.
He's a nice dude. Does box breaks. We've chatted a lot. He's a really nice guy. There's the guy from down my neck of the woods, from down South Wales.
Bago,
yeah. Again, 100% box breaker. Really like the guy. He's a really nice dude. There's a guy on Twitter who does them on YouTube, although I'm not sure if he still does. I think it's Penny. He used to be Penny Plays. He's Poke Island now.
Okay, yeah. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he does box breaks. Brace Gaming does box breaks. I know a lot of good people that do box breaks. and I've got zero problems with it. I think my biggest thing, that the thing that always, I'm kind of very much like anti-celebrity in a sense. Like I never really understood the kind of idolizing of people.
Yeah.
Like if I meet somebody who's really famous, I'm gonna, and I've done this, so this isn't me just moralizing or virtually. I've met famous people and been like, well, go on, how's it going? It's like I will treat you the same. It doesn't matter how sort of established or how famous you are in whatever field. I'm going to hang out and I'm going to treat you like I would, the guy behind the bar serving us drinks.
Yeah.
So I never really understood why people would want to pay less. For instance, take the example of Leonhardt. Why you would want to pay the guy ludicrous amounts of money for a Vivid Voltage pack?
Yep.
Just because
I'm going to pay him £10 for a pack because it's come from him. I can go down the shop and pay £4 something for it.
Like psychologically, I can't understand that. It's that seems so strange to me that people would put. And I know I'm the odd one out. Most people do have this, reverence for celebrities and popular and things. I get the psychology of it. I just don't have that. Like, if you gave me 2 Vivid Voltage booster packs and said Leonhardt has touched one of these, I'd be like, okay,
good for you.
Awesome. Did he lick it or something? Is there
DNA involved?
But yeah, just I don't really care that much. It's mostly one of those things that I kind of set myself missions when I started doing content creator, when I started doing pack opening stuff, that I didn't want to do. There was 2 major things that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do content that was focused around selling people things.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do content that was focused around giveaways. So I never do giveaways. Or I never advertise that I'm doing giveaways. I will occasionally give away a card on stream and not, I don't post about it. I don't put it in the titles. I don't do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've only done 1 giveaway on YouTube, and it was hidden. It wasn't in the title. It wasn't in the thumbnail. It was in a thank you video for 500 subscribers. So if you watched the thank you video, there was a quite nice giveaway in there for people. That was a fun way that I felt I could do, giveaways to people.
Yeah.
So those were just 2 sort of missions I had to kind of prove to myself that you could build a community and you could do. You could have some relative success without doing those things. Not to say there's anything wrong with those things, just that it was possible to do it without those things, And I think a lot of that was because it felt like for a lot of new creators who started around the same time as me, is that you could not be successful without doing those things. There were these guys, I know I don't shut up, so you can interrupt me at any point. There were these guys who I really liked. I think they were called the Poke Hunters TCG or something. Really nice couple. I actually won some product from them, won some Shining Fates thing. They're really nice guys. Started around the same time as me.
Yeah.
I don't know the full story of why they quit. I think it might have just been, they just, as things started to open back up, they kind of stopped. But they were one of these creators that started at the same time as me, that it felt like they burned themselves out by just constantly giving away stuff, by constantly opening like loads and loads of stuff on their videos and not getting the returns that you kind of hope that you get.
Yeah.
You've got to reach a tipping point when you're doing giveaway content. And if you don't reach the tipping point, all you've done is given away thousands of pounds worth of stuff and gained basically nothing from it,
Yeah.
And the vast majority
all
of people
you're doing is giving stuff away and not getting to at least close to break even.
Yeah.
On something, it becomes something that you're going to start presenting. Because all you're doing is watching your bank account drain.
Yeah, and for no number gain at all. No, like you can make an argument that, and I've had this discussion a lot of times with people, that if you do a big giveaway and say 1,000 people enter the giveaway, but only 20 of them stick around after the giveaway's done, right? Those are really tiny numbers, but that's 20 new people you've got in your community, right? There's an argument that that's beneficial, right? And it is. You can see this with creators all the time that they will rise themselves using giveaways to the point that they reach that tipping point where the giveaways are no longer crippling them, you know?
But that
For
also
the
then
vast
comes
majority of
back.
people who do that.
That comes back to you're selling your soul for that potential gain that could be 6 months, 6 years in the future.
Well, this is what I mean about to have the kind of high level success that a lot of people aim for, you have to be willing to do things like that. There is an element of signing contracts with the devil and uncomfortable enough with your own morals, uncomfortableness with your own morals that you kind of have to overcome if you want to get to those relative levels of success.
Yep.
Which is why it always turns out that you find these content creators who have been, you know, sending teenage girls dick pics and stuff. It's why the frequency of scumbags who are relatively successful is quite high, you know, versus the general population. Amongst the famous, there are more degenerate monsters than just your general average population, because there's something about being a degenerate monster, the psychology of being a degenerate monster, that allows you a level of success quicker than if you have, you know, if you're not a psycho.
I'm just glad that I'm not going to say normal, because no one's normal. Relatively, I'm going to say the word basic in the way that I do things. I am me. I am who I am. I'm the same person outside the stream than as I am on stream, outside of the whole world of Twitch, at work, whatever. I am me, and I hold no bars to anything that I say, do, or whatever, because I don't need to, because I am being authentic.
Oh, I'm definitely different at work.
That's because you have to be professional, man.
I'm in a corporate environment then. I can't be like this at work. I've got to behave myself. I can't be talking
Stacey,
about
let's not bring up the car.
But no, I'm the same, you know. But I mean, I'd say the only thing I temper myself on when I'm on streams and when I'm talking and things like that is like I'm into some. This is always it's like a little fishing hook.
Oh, we're getting into the nitty gritty stuff now.
Yeah, like I'm into a lot of like esoteric things. Like I really love. I don't believe a lot of it, but I really love ghosts. I really love aliens. I love, you know, I love all of that stuff. I try not to talk about stuff like, I'm even partial to a conspiracy theory. Again, caveat in this that I don't believe any of it. Conspiracies are fun if you remember they're mostly concocted by absolute batshit nut jobs who just have really vivid imaginations.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun from a psychological thing to be like, okay, can you just explain to me how you think the moon is hollow and filled with lizard people? Because I'm really, really interested in what you think is happening.
It's not the moon. It's they're underneath the sea, Matt.
Like I have spent way more time than I would care to admit in my life earnestly listening to flat earthers and be like, you guys are fascinating. Like, you're
just
bonkers.
trying to understand
you're absolutely bonkers. You're insane, but I love you. Keep talking. You know, as long as the you know, the harmless ones, you know, the moon is hollow and is full of lizard people, you know, obviously you get the nutters. You get nutters in any group of people who will, you know, take it too far. But I will sit and listen to somebody try and convince me that you know, the world is flat and there's a big ice wall, and you can go, and if you fly, the reason we've never been to the moon is because the moon's a projection, and if you fly up too high, you bounce off the firmament. Like, I love that shit.
Oh, that's, you know, brilliant.
That will never stop entertaining me.
It's great. That's great.
So I don't tend to get into that too much while we're streaming, you know.
Because that's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole.
If you're not into that kind of thing and you've not kind of got those, like, I always like to tell the story in like real life to people that when I was like 13, I got sucked into the moon landing being fake, right?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, I'm a 13-year-old boy. I've just got my own laptop with access to the internet, so I can sit in the dark in my bedroom and look at stuff. I chose to look at moon landing
Crazy.
conspiracies instead of titties.
Yeah, yeah,
I had full access to the internet.
yeah.
I was like, oh, I can look at anything I want. This guy said we
Moon
never actually
landing.
landed on the moon. And you do kind of get sucked into those things. You're impressionable
really
when
do,
you're that
yeah.
age. You'll believe any bullshit you do. And the fun of that was then, as I got older, learning all of the reasons that was wrong. That's when that got entertaining to me. And I started to be like, okay, well, this is fun now because you can be fed. Like, I'm basically at a fundamental level, I'm interested in psychology. Everything I've done in my professional and my academic life, all of that stuff has all been about, I'm just fascinated with the way people's brains work, fascinated by the way people interact with each other, the way people interact with information. And I could talk about that alone for 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
which is why I don't talk about it on stream, because exactly
you'd never
what
get
just
anything
happened.
done. You'd never get anything done.
Yeah, because I would sit there and talk, every fucking stream would just be me like, oh guys, I read this new thing about shit, and that's all I would do. So I've got to kind of temper myself and stop myself from talking about those kind of things that are more reserved for, you know, at the beer garden with people who I know, you know, are going to have.
And you can have a wind up with them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's steer back. Let's steer back slightly.
I wasn't done. I didn't tell you why the moon's hollow.
It's hollow because the lizard people hollowed it out so they could live there.
It was initially full of cheese. The lizard people ate all the cheese, and now it's just hollow moon.
Yeah. Happy X, one of my mods, put a very good question into my Discord. Do you think the Poke craze will continue, or do you think we will have like another lull in the hobby? Like we did before, I think it was like 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
That sort of era. And do you think that's going to change how the market is with like single cards as well?
Okay, that's a big question.
It is.
Especially when it comes to the market of the cards. But the general Pokemon franchise and its popularity. If you took the 2007 lull as baseline, and the pandemic spike as what it was, a ridiculous spike, we have been on a massive downtrend for a while. But that being said, the more recent animes, the ones with Go, and especially now the new one that's coming out with, you know, that doesn't have Ash,
Horizons.
The proper brand new one. Those have been incredibly popular with the age group that I was when we were first introduced to Kanto. We have gained so many new players to the game from the collection spike.
Worlds is insane.
Like who'd have predicted that in 2007 that's what Worlds would look like in 2023? You know? So I don't think we're going to have a dip for a long time like we've seen before. I think the Pokemon Company kind of lost control of the franchise a little bit in the kind of globalized world of new franchises coming out. The games were very stale for a long time. The games weren't really reaching anyone. The animes kind of, again, they were fighting battles. They were fighting in a space that just, there was so many new, they weren't innovating on the things quick enough.
Oh, Ash did this episode. But it also did that in the next 20 episodes. Yeah,
it all became very stale and wasn't picking up new. Because no matter what people want to believe or convince themselves so that it makes their egos feel less attacked, Pokemon is fundamentally a franchise aimed at children.
Yes.
Right? It is. You cannot argue this. The game is very strategic. It has a lot of emergent complexity, so it can be played at a high level. But the franchise as a whole is fundamentally aimed at children. So if you're not capturing that new generation of kids every now and then, you're just going to keep catering to the aging millennial doomers like us, guys.
The Gen 1ers.
Give us more Kanto, and people are just
I'm
fed up with that shit.
Fed up with Kanto so much.
So I genuinely believe that the marketing strategy behind the scenes at the Pokemon Company is kill off Ash, give us 151, shut the fuck up about Kanto for a decade. Like, they're gonna give us that one last big hurrah set
I think 151 is that.
Like, nostalgia. It's just a big nostalgia circle jerk.
If you look at,
and then the new anime is starting, and that's it. You know?
If you look at, say, the last, I don't know, let's go back to Evolving Sky, as far back as Evolving Skies. I say as far back. What was that? 2021?
That feels like yesterday.
Yeah, that was back end of 2021. I think.
I'd have to look it up, but that feels about right.
Big Eevee set also included big Gen 1 Pokemon. August 2021. Thank you. It also included stuff like Rayquaza, but it was very Eevee focused. Then you sort of go a little bit further down the line and you start looking at stuff like Crown Zenith. There was very heavy play on Charizard in that set. V-Star. It was the same cards that we'd already had in previous sets. They just slightly altered the artwork for it. Everything, I think, in the last 2 years, I'd say probably since Celebrations, has been very focused at preparing us for the end of Gen 1.
Yeah, I think that people are sleeping on Sword and Shield.
Yes.
Like, you've got to understand that there's a massive generation of kids at the moment, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, even 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds even, who were stuck inside.
Yep.
They weren't allowed to go and sit on a bench in their local park because of the lockdown rules. They were inside, and Pokemon was one of the biggest booming franchises during the pandemic for that age group, as well as like Fortnite and all of the usual shit that, you know, and Roblox and all the crap those kids. But you'd see all of the, you know, they're going to remember Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield for them is the nostalgia that, you know, they're gonna, in 20 years, they're going to want reprints of battle styles.
Oh, God.
Which is the worst fucking set in the world.
No. That's where I draw the line.
I hate battle styles.
So battle styles was where I come back into the hobby.
Nah, battle styles can rim me after a Vindaloo. Fuck that set. I hate battle styles.
It's also the first master set I've done since base set.
Why? Why would you master set that?
Because I'm a fool.
You made your master set energy cards.
It would have been cheaper. It would have been so much cheaper. No, so I think it's one card. You have 2 of the ones that I need.
Oh, do I know?
Yeah. The Charmander. And the Jolteon. The promos.
Oh, the promos.
Yes.
I've got promos you need?
Yeah. The Cherim. The Battle Styles Cherim.
No, I traded the Cherim.
I know.
Cherim's gone. Well, I don't have it anymore, do I?
No. I think it was to Elad.
Yeah.
But the Cherim is the last card that I'm trying to hunt down. But the Charmander come from, I think it was Catherine. And then you had the Jolteon.
Yeah.
And then the Cherim is the last one that I need to actually physically get my hands on somewhere. Because someone was meant to send you the Charmander card.
Oh.
Yeah.
They were.
I can't remember who it was. It might have been Catherine, it might have been Tamsin.
It was Tamsin. I feel like it was Tamsin. Yeah, she's just said in chat it was Tamsin.
Yeah.
So does that mean I've still got the Jolteon card for you somewhere?
Somewhere.
Just look on my desk now. It's going to be on my desk if it's anyway.
Yeah, you had it in a binder, yeah, and you pulled it out.
Yeah, there she is. She's sat on my desk in the pile of other cards for people.
Stitchy, you have the battle styles.
Oh, Stitchy coming in with a Cherrim.
Oh,
things can never go far. Catherine's a very small desk. It's not. It's massive.
Somewhere. See, I've got what is it? 100. Yeah, the meter and a half wide desk. I need another one.
I don't have a measuring tape. How long is? I mean, it's enough space to fit 3 screens on, so it's a big desk.
I could get 3 screens on this desk if I didn't have everything else on it.
Oh, so I'm very clean. The only thing on my desk other than the screens and obviously my keyboard and my mouse is Pokemon cards. On my drink, that's it. I've got a drink and I've got Pokemon cards.
I can't show my desk right now. It's that bad. I tidy it up for stream.
Yeah, I can't live in that kind of chaos.
You'd have a field day. You would have a field day.
Well, no, the thing is, I naturally trend towards that kind of chaos. So I actively try not to. You know, I keep my environment clean because I know if I let it get a little bit messy, it's the broken windows thing, you know?
Yeah.
If I leave one broken window, they're all going to be broken within a couple of days.
King, welcome in. Thank you for the follow.
Hey, see boy King. I never know how to say your name. Gildan, Gildan, something like that. It's the king. One of the few monarchies I recognize.
But yeah, no, so Battle Styles is where I come back into it, and I went in rose tinted glasses. Oh, this is going to be fantastic and easy, and no. I wish I'd never ever started that set, but it's been a set that now that I love. I've got an expert master set once I've received these cards.
I feel like I need to hold these cards hostage just to torture you now.
I'm doing that. I'm actually doing something similar at the minute with someone with Obsidian Flames. I've got 2 cards of theirs that they need to master set Obsidian Flames. Absol and the SAR Poppy.
Oh, I've got that Absol. That Poppy's a really nice card as well.
It is.
Well, actually, I've still only opened, was it 23 packs of Obsidian Flames.
Nice.
That's the worst thing about being the slowest pack opening Pokemon TCG streamer in the universe, is that everyone else has already opened like booster boxes of this shit and enjoying it. And by the time I get around to opening my first booster box, 151 will be out.
The next set's out, yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's where I come back in, and for the most part, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, well, that's the thing. Everyone has. It's like everyone's favorite generation is the generation that they started with. You know, like I came back into the TCG with, I think Jester's Battlestar. No, not Battlestars. That was you. Darkness Ablaze. Jester's Darkness Ablaze was being released.
Okay.
And me and the missus, before I even started making content, would buy. They had these 2-pack. It was a pack of. What was the one before? Not Battlestars. Forgetting all my sets. They're on the floor. Just
the one before Darkness Ablaze was Rebel Clash.
Rebel Clash, yeah. So there was a Rebel Clash and Darkness Ablaze double pack, right? But they basically cost the same price as one booster pack. They were like $4.99 or something.
Oh,
and you
God.
got one of each.
Yeah.
Right. We opened a metric shit ton of these things and basically never pulled anything. They were rubbish. They were wank packs. They were terrible. Yeah. Right. I never pulled anything from these fucking. But me and the missus would always. She'd open the Rebel Clash and I'd open the Darkness Ablaze. So I will always have this weird fondness for Rebel Clash and Darkness Ablaze, even though they're objectively both kind of rubbish sets.
Yeah.
You know, there's some really nice cards in them, some really nice art, don't get me wrong. But in terms of playability or value or collectability, they're kind of rubbish sets, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think what they've now done though is with the big spike we've seen fairly recently with the Sun and Moon stuff, actually brought those cards like value wise up, but they were so small in the way of hits. There was not they're not sets, I don't think, that are going to be big sets even in the future.
I think Darkness Ablaze, Rebel Clash won't be. I think Darkness Ablaze will. Purely because the Butterfree VMAX is a beautiful card.
That is a gorgeous card. So good in Rainbow.
Like the Salamence VMAX. I know Salamence is quite a popular dragon Pokemon. That's a very cool card.
Yeah.
You've got the Caesar VMAX. We're going to see a Gen 2 and Gen 3 focus, I feel, as that kind of becomes the target consumer rather than the Gen 1.
Yeah,
Gen 1 is.
No.
They're going to start targeting Gen 2 and Gen 3 a bit more. I feel like it's like those two Caesar cards are beautiful.
They're doing it with... you can tell with the Scarlet and Violet DLC. Yes, it's generation, what is it, 9? Is like you just look at it and you go, look at these Pokemon they're including, and you can see it's Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what I mean.
It just plays into that.
On Gen 1.
It plays into that. I think 151 is that last big.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be the last time they give us a big Gen 1 circle jerk, and then that's it. It's like, okay, you guys are old now. You're too busy thinking about your retirements and shit. You're not the cash cow anymore. We need to focus on the, because that kind of age, the sort of 20s, that's where the whales live.
Yes.
Yeah. Like our generation now are the ones that are, a lot of them are the ones that are buying cards for their kids, And parents spend a lot less money than 20-year-olds with no sense of the value of their money, who've got their first job worth a couple of grand, so have a shitload of disposable income suddenly and just want to blow it on feeling nostalgia. As you get into your sort of mid-30s, 40s, I feel like that lessens a little bit.
It's not going to because shiny cardboard.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm still trying to condition the child so that she,
gets
maintains the love of. I swear that kid knows more Pokemon names than she does real animals.
Brilliant. It's when you're driving down the road and see a seagull and she goes, "That's a Wingo."
Yeah, it's like if I lined up all of her plushies and told her to go find the Swinub, she will find the Swinub. If I told her to find an elephant, she'd be like, "Which Pokemon's that again? Which generation is it from?"
The Cupon.
Yeah, I don't think you've got one of those. No.
Yeah, Zard and Pika are in the new anime.
Yeah. Well, they have to keep those two around. I think me and PGL were back and forth on Twitter about this when we were talking about you can kill off Ash. Let's be honest, no one really gave a shit about Ash, right? You can't kill off Pikachu. Pikachu is Pokemon.
They've tried many occasions. They've tried, and then half an episode later, it's back.
Yeah, you can't kill. You can't stop having Pikachu's in Pokemon.
Can't kill a Pokemon. It only faints.
I think Ash will come back in a few years. I
saw some rumblings on Twitter.
I don't think so. They might flash back him a couple of times.
I had some rumblings that Ash is back in the anime, the new one.
Yeah, but who said this? Because I said that on Twitter as well, and I was just lying on my ass.
No, this was like a scene from the new one. And it was literally taglined, "Ash is back."
I think it would be very silly to bring Ash back, but to be honest, I don't care. The thing is, the animes aren't aimed at me. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed watching the Sun and Moon anime. I enjoyed watching the ones with Go, or having them on, like, they're not super aimed at me. Even as a big Pokemon fan, like, they're fun to watch. They're fun. I'm never going to be as into them. Like, I don't give a shit if they bring Ash back or if they never bring Ash back. You know. I think it would be a mistake to bring Ash back. I'm not seeing any spoilers on Twitter.
Yeah, I haven't seen many things. I've seen enough to go, I want to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah.
I've got to watch it.
I mean, I'll watch it at work just to pass the time between customers. Like, on my own. I've not even got a kid that I can sort of play off going, oh yeah, I'm just getting a kid into Pokemon. Like, no, I'm watching it for me.
Oh no, I watch most of the anime without the kid. Like, she's I mean, she's a toddler. She's got the attention span of a toddler, you know?
Yeah.
Like, can we just finish this episode, Lev? No, I'm busy, mucking about now. Fine.
I'm busy drawing on the walls.
I'll find out what happens in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm not seeing any.
Stitchy.
Maybe
right,
though,
I'm gonna
maybe.
have to dip. Work at 6. Oof. I'm so glad I got the weekend off. Merch is going to be in touch via Discord.
It's always nice having you around, Stitchy. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, we will. I'll be in. I'll drag Stitchy along as well. But have a good rest of the evening, Stitchy. But yeah, no, we've really sort of strayed. Where's I was just looking for my book and it's right in front of me.
I mean, I feel like we got back on topic. We were talking about the Hollow Moon a few minutes ago.
I mean, that's very true.
We've at least been vaguely talking about Pokemon for the last 10 minutes.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Okay. Kaz, another one of my mods, has anything similar to like an experience ever taken away the joy of collecting? And how did you bring that spark back?
An interesting question.
That is.
I mean, I think it's natural for everyone to go through ebbs and flows of burnout. I think it's incredibly important to have solid goals and make sure those goals are realistic. There's no point having, I'm going to collect every alt art. It's just, you're not going to, unless you're filthy rich and you can just buy them all straight out, which isn't going to bring you much joy. Then no, you're not. So set realistic goals. I've been very good at sort of having realistic goals. I was just collecting full art trainers for a while. I've stopped doing that now. Scarlet Violet's dropped.
Yeah.
My trainer gallery collections were my main ones.
How are you getting on with that, by the way?
I'm up to Silver Tempest now. It's only Silver Tempest and the Galarian gallery that I've got left, and then that's it. But there's some big hitters from both of them.
The gold cards in Zenith.
I've got 2 out of 4 of them, and the 2 I got are the expensive ones. So I'm at least good there.
Arceus and Tina.
Yep. I was lucky to pull both of those. No, I need the Rayquaza from Silver Tempest. That's the big one. The Ray V Max. It's like a 30, one. Yeah, 35 pound card.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite. Money's been tight lately because we've been having to, do boring life shit like replace boilers and all of that crap.
Oh, yeah.
What's the question? Oh, about the ebbs and flows of the joys of collecting. Nothing really. Because weirdly, collecting's always been like quite a personal thing. Like, I don't really share my collection too often. I'll share individual cards that I get.
Yeah.
I probably should, as a content creator, share my collection journey a bit more. But they're kind of very like intrinsic things for me. None of them are really particularly based on value, so I don't feel like flexing them too much. I don't have like a super expensive collection or a super flashy collection. I've got my one binder, which is where my trainer gallery stuff is. And the first 9 pages are Amazing Rays. So I've got
Okay.
a full 9-page spread of every single Amazing Ray, which was my first collection goal. So
That's cool. Actually,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's my favorite of my collections, the least valuable out of all of my main collections. But just to have a full page, I think the Amazing Rays, people are majorly sleeping on them. I feel like they're going to be one of those things from Sword and Shield, wherein, they're going to be like the Shining cards. In like 15 years, people go, wait, these were awesome. Like, what the fuck? How were these so cheap back in the day? These are crazy good. They're beautiful cards.
they are going to be the
them,
legendary collection reverse foil equivalent, I think, or similar.
They're beautiful. Just on a purely aesthetic, you pick them up and look at them. The pixely rainbowness of them all. The fact they've all got a slightly different border breaking hollow pattern to them. They're just they're even something like the Zacian. They're incredibly pretty cards. So that's my favorite, probably one of my favorite collections, is the fact I've got the 9 pages of 9 of each of those.
Yeah.
Again, I've not answered the question. In terms of the collecting, no. In terms of the content creating, there's been a few times where, again, the sort of ebbs and flows of motivation, or every now and then something shitty happens in the community, or somebody's a dick that you didn't realize was a dick, and it kind of puts you off because you feel, well, this is just, why am I wasting my time with this shit if people are just going to be dicks? That kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the nature of life. You move on. In terms of picking myself back up after things like that happen, not to get too wanky about it, meditation's incredibly useful. Not in a hippy-dippy nonsense way.
Oh, no, 100%.
About a decade ago, I was in a particularly hard couple of years of proper clinical depression. And things like meditation really help ground you and bring you back and sort you out. I think it's one of those skills, incredibly easy to learn, but also incredibly easy to be whipped up by some yogi dickhead who says he's going to align your chakras and all of that bollocks. It's nothing to do. It's a purely biomechanical, psychological thing.
It's just putting all the ducks in a line.
Yeah, it's an incredibly beneficial thing for people's psyche, especially in an age where we are constantly bombarded by stimulation from everywhere. Sit yourself down, 10 minutes every couple of days. The one that really helped me, and I remember talking to a therapist about this, and she laughed so hard about it because she totally understood, but she had never heard somebody frame it like this. You're going to understand this because you're about the same age.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Tony Hawk's games?
Yes.
Right? When you were on a grind rail,
yep,
you had a little semicircle thing, and you had to keep the
little yellow thing.
Yeah, you have to keep it in the middle, and it would stray, so you'd have to keep it back in the middle. You close your eyes and you imagine one of those, and just keep breathing. And every time your mind starts to wander, just imagine the grind rail thing going off center a little bit, and you've just got to breathe and put it back in the middle.
Yeah, but you can't yank on it, because you yank on it, it's going to tip the other way. Yeah,
and it's an incredibly effective for shut-in nerdy millennials who played the Tony Hawk's games. It's an incredibly effective way to visualize centering techniques.
Yes.
And it's one that you can train yourself very quickly to do, because you've got, especially if you're one of the, I've realized that some people they can't conjure images in their head, which is unfortunate. Some people also don't have an internal monologue, which is unfortunate.
I sit in silence at work. My internal monologue is my soundtrack to the day.
Yeah, but some people genuinely don't have an internal monologue, and well, the missus is like this. She can't conjure 3D images in her head. She's a fantastic artist. She's amazing. She cannot conjure when we were learning about this, we used to talk about like the idea of, can you visualize an apple in your mind's eye, and can you rotate the apple as if it is a 3D object?
I'm doing it right now with you just talking about it.
Well, that's it. A surprising amount of people can't do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the whole thing. One of the other ones, one of my favorite ones to do, because it made me feel like I maybe might actually be a Jedi. Never worked, but again, this is nerds, incredibly nerdy ways to frame meditation to help people.
Nerds and Jedi confirmed.
Sit cross-legged on the floor and put a pen in front of you and close your eyes and try and move the pen with your mind. It works because it gives you a singular thing to focus on, so it stops your mind wandering.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly hilarious that you can keep this little hope in the back of your head that you'll open your eyes and the pen will be near you.
Or knocked over or something. Yeah.
Or standing up straight on its end, Yeah. And things like that, for anyone who struggles with anxiety, for anyone who struggles with just stress in general, do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to 10 minutes of silence. So, it can be hard at first. That your internal thoughts can be haunting and horrible and make you feel uncomfortable. The uncomfortability is the training. It's like building your muscles at the gym or something. It eventually gets easier. You can quiet your mind and calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So
and I know a lot of people do suffer with things like that, with mental health, anxiety and stuff. Do meditation.
As a streamer, I'm very conscious of mental health being an issue for an awful lot of people. Myself included. Yeah. Myself very much included in that. So I when you're saying about obviously like the depression, the anxiety, etc., like it's very much a thing that I try and deal with for people, or try and help alleviate some of it with just stupid stuff that with me streaming mainly. Like if they can come to stream, they can not have to worry about their normal day-to-day stuff while they're there.
This is exactly how I always frame it, because obviously, you'll know because you've been streaming for. Occasionally, you get people that come into the stream and they just want to trauma dump. They just want to talk through their problems and everything. And as much as you want to be there for people like that, number one, it's not healthy to do that at all.
No.
Because any advice you get given by random people on the internet about the complexity of the issues going on in your personal life, I promise you it will not be of any help. Every person's mental health situations are incredibly complex things, and we have, again, it's going back to the psychology stuff I'm super interested in. We have cognitive biases that we are not aware of.
Yeah.
So you will always frame things differently when you're telling people about them. You will always omit things that you don't realize or that you're trying to tell yourself aren't major contributing factors. One of the things I find a lot people do is alcohol consumption and caffeine consumption. People like to omit those things as being contributing factors. I promise you, if you have an anxiety disorder, no matter what relief you get from caffeine and alcohol, it's not helping.
Nope.
You can come back. This is again, it's a weird tangent to go on. I'm not preaching abstinence here. I drink again now, but to get myself back on track when I was in an incredibly dark place of depression, like clinical depression, I had to stop doing everything. I had to stop smoking. I had to stop drinking. I had to stop smoking weed. I had to stop drinking coffee. I even cut sugar out, because you cannot recorrect your brain chemistry when you're constantly throwing, you're constantly swinging the pendulum around with all of these substances, right? So if you're struggling with mental health issues and you are self-medicating with things like this, I promise you it's doing more harm than good. If you're a massive drinker, if you're drinking like ludicrous amounts every night, do not go teetotal straight away. Give yourself a tolerance period where you cut yourself down. Same with everything. Again, not a doctor. Don't listen to my advice. I'm just telling you what I know from, therapy and doing it myself and that kind of stuff.
It worked for you. It's not necessarily going to work for everybody.
Yeah, but it's also, it's that's what we were talking about. The cognitive biases. People will convince themselves of coping mechanisms and convince themselves that things that are helping because they give you momentary relief.
Yes.
Are helping in the grand scheme, but they're not. Sometimes you've got to go through a little bit of uncomfortableness with sitting with your own thoughts, trying to move a pen, pretending to be a Jedi, or not drinking for 2 weeks. Just give yourself 2 weeks. You can come back after you've had a 2 week tolerance break. It's not forever. Just give yourself 2 weeks. Just let it. Give yourself. Basically, if you're doing any drugs, you should take a tolerance break. By the way, because then the drugs are more fun when you come back. It's a joke, Twitch. Don't ban me for that. But it's true. You should always be taking tolerance breaks no matter what you're doing. Just give yourself 2 weeks. Let your brain chemistry reset, and then you'll get hammered on 3 pints instead of needing shitloads.
I feel really attacked right now. I've had 3 ciders tonight, and
Mate, I'm on my
feeling
second.
it.
I try not to be a hypocrite, but I'm on my second double vodka and Coke.
Nice.
And this is why I say I'm not advocating for abstinence policies. That's bullshit. It's stupid. Just give yourself a break. You can come back to the alcohol once you've got your mind sorted a bit.
Yeah. Welcome in, Sam. Thank you for the raid. Much
what a time to come in, goddamn.
Why is there an owl talking? Funny question. This is mad.
This owl's giving out addiction advice. This is, I need to be this owl at the
moment. Or the frantic owl.
Or the frantic owl, yeah.
But yeah, no, we really definitely went off on a bit of a...
it all feeds into that again, because I'm like you, I think everybody, mental health is hard to talk about. It is of no use to come and trauma dump to people. It's of no use to really, I will never give people advice. And if Tamsin's still here, she'll be able to corroborate this. If anyone ever comes to me with specific problems, the first thing I always tell them is, I have no idea all of the factors involved here. There are far too many variables. I will not be giving you any specific advice. I can give you general, stoic advice and things like that. I can give you general, self-help coping mechanisms for whatever bullshit's going on in your life, but I will never pretend to be one of these people who tries to fix all of your problems and give you advice for what's good, because that shit is dangerous. You shouldn't be telling people to, it's that kind of thing of, when people will go to some of their friends and be like, I had an argument with a missus, and they're like, fuck that bitch, you should get rid of her because she's always... It's that kind of shit, those people have no idea what's going on. Go to professionals for that sort of stuff. We actually do have, depending on where you live, pretty good access for mental health stuff in the UK. If you go to your GP and actually talk about it, they can refer you to charities and things where you can get access to actual professionals who will help you talk through those things. Don't listen to the advice of random strangers and friends, because 9 times out of 10 they will mean well, but will be giving you terrible advice. Do you want to go back to the moon being hollow? That was more fun.
No. I'm going to light the moon even more. Courtesy of, I believe it was... I want to say it might have been Big Smoked. It might not have been. But Stitchy's put it in my Discord and added to it. Snog, Marry, Avoid, Clefairy, Jinx, and Gardevoir.
Snog, Marry, Avoid, on Clefairy, Jinx, and Gardevoir.
Yeah.
I mean, this is slightly less bad than Smash or Pass.
True.
I mean, Gardevoir's the most human. I feel like you might get a puncture wound in your chest.
Yeah.
No, you. What was the 3 options again?
Snog, Marry, Avoid, Clefairy, Jinx, Gardevoir.
Right, I'm gonna marry Jinx.
Oh,
right?
What?
Look, that bitch knows how to cook, right? She's gonna make you the meanest food for the rest of your life, right? She's gonna be there for you. She's gonna be loyal. You're gonna have some good. You're gonna have some good twilight years with Jinx, right? Gardevoir's gonna piss about in her 30s. It's gonna be annoying, right? I'd snog Gardevoir because she's the most human one. And then, what was it, Clefairy or Jigglypuff? They can just go away. Because it's like a round little fluffy thing. That'd be weird.
Yeah, no.
Do you disagree, Frosty?
Yes, I do. Avoid Jinx like the plague. Marry Gardevoir, snog Clefairy.
That's very weird choices, Frosty. It's very
It
weird.
is, but it's the choices that I've made. And I stand by them.
I feel like you'd have a better retirement with Jinx. You know? I'm just saying. I'm
Is
thinking,
it the lips? Is it the lips?
Yeah, marriage is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know, you're sprinting with Gardevoir.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm in a very small, probably growing bracket of I'm in my 30s and I'm not engaged, married, or got children.
Oh, so I'm only one of those three things. I've got a kid. We're not engaged and we're not married, and we never will be.
Fair enough. No, I understand that. I've got mates who have been together for 15 years.
Yeah, we're on 14 now. We're coming up on, well, it'll be 15 next year, I think. And we talked about that very early on as well. Like that's some biggest relationship advice. Not that anybody asked. Discuss those things early on, unless you're in like early teens, in which case who the fuck knows what you're doing then. If
it's the ones that turn around and go 2000 and I'm like, the sentence should have stopped at 2000.
Yeah, if you're in your 20s or older and you get into a new relationship, discuss the important things early on. You don't want to be 3 years into a relationship and then find out they don't want kids or they want to spend. Oh, Frosty, there's this. So I was listening to Planet Rock Radio. This is a hell of a tangent. Listening to Planet Rock Radio the other day. And this is one of the pet peeves of me and the missus, because the amount of times people do that. This woman won like £140,000, right? And when they asked her what she was going to do with it, she said she had just quit her job. Right, so you think when she said that, I was like, all right, cool. That's going to be like your salary for 5 years or something. You know, it's 4 or 5 years worth of salary. Dope. You can just carry on as normal, but you've got all your free time. Amazing. She goes, I just quit my job, so it's having a really good time. Me and the fiance have always wanted a really big wedding, so I think we'll spend it on. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No.
You get given this gift from the universe, and you decide you're going to blow it on a big party.
Oh, that's like me. That was like me and my tax rebate. I got a fairly decent tax rebate, and I was like, I should really save this. I didn't save it. I went out and pre-ordered 151.
I was going to say, did you at least blow it on Pokemon cards? Look,
Shiny couple.
Pokemon cards are forever, right? You'll forget about your wedding in 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't care how good your wedding is, all right? It's just a bunch of photos on the wall after 6 months. No one really gives a shit.
And a bit
no
of
one
paper.
can remember the party. No one cares.
Yep.
If they're pointless, one of the most pointless traditions is the modern, over-the-top lavish weddings. So dumb. But also beautiful. I've been to loads of them. They're really lovely. I love a wedding, just not for us. we've
there was one that you didn't go to, though.
Oh, no, but he'll never let me. He didn't even invite me to the ceremony, the cheeky git.
I know.
He just invited me to the after party, and then he won't let us die.
If it was a ceremony, you might have made an effort.
No, he just didn't want me to stand up when they do the, if
anyone has any secrets.
Yeah. I object.
Trying to find some more questions for you, mate.
I'm just really enjoying, Frosty, that being on somebody else's podcast means that I can just fly off on any tangent I want. Usually, I'd stop myself from
allowing you to do it.
You know? The worst bit about it is I have no control over the VOD. Occasionally, I'll undo there'll be a stream where maybe I'll have one or two too many drinks, and the back hour or so of a stream I get a bit too personal and talk about too many There was a stream where I straight up just street viewed where I used to live, and we just went on a tour of like my hometown. And there was like 15 people in chat, and I was like, the day I woke up the next day, like, oh fuck, that actually happened. I need to take that VOD down.
Yeah,
I just doxed myself.
I've done it. Like everyone has a bad day. I had a particularly bad day. It'd been a long day at work. I come home from work. There was other things that were niggling at me. I come into stream and I ended up blowing up at someone, going on a massive tangent. And I got to the end of the stream, and after I was only been live 40 minutes, and a good 25, 30 of that was me on this rant. And I got to the end of the stream, I went, and delete. I just deleted it straight away. Because I was I just sort of looked at it straight away, and I sort of looked at myself, and I went, no, that's not me. I'd had a bad day, I had a blowout, and I don't want to be looked at like that.
There's only been one stream that I've ended and deleted the VOD immediately, and that was the stream when I did the accidental face reveal.
Yeah,
I ended that stream so fucking fast.
Yeah, and you didn't come back either, did you? Straight up.
I sat and seethed in my room for 20 minutes, and then I went to bed angry.
Never go to bed angry. That's the worst thing.
I was fuming.
You were angry at yourself.
Yeah, I was just mad at... No, well, I wasn't. I was mad at work for making me plug the webcam in earlier in the day.
How dare they?
Yeah. If it wasn't for the corporate bollocks, we need to see everybody's face for this meeting. Go yourselves.
But yeah, so we're also going to touch on just the whole state of the hobby as a whole as well. Because it's something I touched on briefly on what I class as episode 0 emergency meeting when the Pokepocalypse of Instagram was happening. Was basically the general state of the community at the moment. We touched gently on it earlier on with certain box breakers, etc. And just general shadiness. But sort of in the wider thing, that sort of scope of things as well, like Twitter especially, I'm seeing a lot of people moaning that they're not getting the hits really early on like everybody else. And, this is too expensive. Yeah, shiny cardboard is expensive.
There's a lot of complaints that people have. And again, I think a lot of them are justified for the individual. Again, you've got to remember everyone's perspective on these things. They're looking at these things through different lenses. Like I'm always incredibly conscious that, you know, if I'm moaning about something on Twitter, which I'm partial to doing, like I'm very much moaning at it through the lens of somebody who, you know, like I've got a mortgage, we're a 2-income household, I've got a kid, you know, like life costs a lot of money for me, but it's money that me and the missus earn to spend on life that costs us a lot of money, you know? Yeah. I've always been very conscious of telling people to not compare themselves to everybody else when it comes to you see this thing that happens a lot, and I almost did a video about it once, that people have a habit of posting the pulls that they get without giving the necessary data of how many packs they open to get those pulls. Right?
Yeah, so like,
someone will post
a big picture. 4 Charizard SIRs, for instance.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, how many packs did that take? And fair enough, some people would be like, right, I opened 36 packs and look at all the fucking Charizards I get, right? Yeah. That is the nature of gambling. That is the nature of random number generators. That is always going to happen. Somebody is always going to get incredibly fucking lucky at the expense of 10 people who are going to open a booster box and get jack shit. Nature of the beast.
It happened on my stream last night. I one of those booster boxes that was just unfairly
Just ass.
lacking.
Yeah, just ass.
Yep.
Just rubbish booster boxes.
Yep.
I had a Fusion Strike booster box, right? The best hit in it was a regular Mew VMAX. That was it. The whole booster box, a regular Mew, 36 packs, and the best hit was one regular Mew VMAX.
So, Evolving Skies, talking booster boxes. I know someone over in America who was doing box breaks, etc. They were opening a box themselves, and their box didn't have a V in it. Didn't have a VMAX for nothing. They got 4 hollows. The rest were white code cards.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and I was like,
I feel like they
that's
kind of
something
that
you
was
can
Violet.
I was like, that's something you can write to Pokemon about and go, this is the video proof of what happened. Like, there was something up with this box.
No, so I don't think Pokemon legally. I don't think Pokemon would be obligated to do anything about that. I mean, if I was the public relations person at Pokemon, I'd be like, chuck him some free packs or some shit.
Yeah,
but
like that tends to be what they do.
Get what you're given. Yeah.
But when you go for a booster box, like there is always meant to be a certain spread of cards within within 36 packs. Not having a V in those 36 packs, that's unheard of.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. I feel like they've kind of fixed that with Scarlet and Violet, though. I've not really seen many stories about people having really like Sword and Shield level terrible booster boxes. I've seen people have terrible booster boxes versus other booster boxes. There seems to be a kind of higher hit rate in general.
Yes.
Which I think was because Pokemon actually bought the printing company.
Yes.
If I remember right, instead of just contracting them out, they outright bought the printing companies in the US.
Yep.
So they have a bit more control over them now, which is good.
It's good because it also means I've noticed there's a lot less print quality issues. Yes, there's still print lines and the off-centering, but it's nowhere near as prevalent as it once was. Sword and Shield
basically
wise.
Everything I've got. I mean, I'm not super conscious of the centering because I just don't give a shit about grading. But like, I've not pulled anything that's been like noticeably ludicrously off-center. You know,
where you can see the dots.
Like I've pulled some stuff where people like like people who are obsessed with pristine grades and shit would be like, oh well, that's off center as fuck, but it's like, it's not though, is it? Like, to the naked eye it looks fine. It's going to look fine in a binder. It's just not going to get a gem mint 10.
Like, for instance, I pulled this.
Spicy,
very spicy. It's a 9. I know exactly the reason.
An 8 or a 9.
I always knew it was going to come back as maximum of a 9 because of the centering on the back.
I want to look at mine now, but I can't actually get the binder out.
Very thick at the top.
That's the bottom you want to be thick as.
This I cannot even sell unless I'm selling it at less than raw price. Because people don't want it. Everyone wants a 10 these days.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
grading is
enjoy it
weird.
for the card. Enjoy it for the card that it is. It's an amazing card.
I think that was one of the most jarring things when I got back into the Pokemon scene, was just grading it. Every slab is ugly as fuck. Like, I'm sorry, PSA slabs are they're ugly. They're ugly to look at. There's no redeeming qualities to a PSA slab.
Yeah.
They just don't look very nice.
I'm a bit of a snob for PSA because it's the one that I prefer.
Well, they're the one that adds any value. No other grading companies. Most other grading companies, they add zero value to the card. I maintain, and people have argued with me about this, but I maintain the only reason to grade your cards, and people have argued against me for this, and I totally understand it. No, it's money. It's like, you can protect your cards in thousands of other ways, right? Your card is not really that much more protected in a PSA case than it is sitting in a binder.
That's true. You know? No, I know, because you've got to then factor in the risk of, especially with somewhere like PSA, you have to package it up and send it across the world into strangers' hands that anything could happen. And then it's going to come back across the world again through several different postal systems, which don't give a shit about what it is.
No, they don't give a shit.
And then hope it comes back and it's in one piece and it's in a 10.
And again, they just look, like I said, I've got 2 graded cards. I've got the rowlet, the PSA rowlet, which is good because I can actually see what a PSA slab looks like. And then I've got an NGC Shining Fates ball guy, which I hate, but was also a gift, so I can't get rid of it. It's very annoying. It was a very good troll of somebody to give me a graded ball guy.
So,
and they're both as ugly as each other. From somebody who doesn't give a flying shit about the value of those things, those 2 look exactly the same to me. There's no defining quality between the 2 of those grading slabs that makes one better than the other. I watched
a video earlier, and it had me rolling around in my chair, laughing my head off. It was of Randolph Pokemon. He opened up a Steamboat Willie.
Forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
There's one behind him. Ace, yeah.
Oh, I sent this card off to be graded. It just happened to be Ace grading that he sent it off to.
Of course.
It come back a 10. Oh, what a shock. And he goes, but I send them in anonymously. No, you don't. You go down there and you hand it to a grader and go, grade that a 10. You own the company.
Again, I've seen so many pictures of like PSA cards that are very clearly fucked up.
Yeah.
That have been given grades. It's just, I think the lid was kind of blown on all of that stuff. They're really not the sort of gold standard of like quality and things that I think they'd like to market themselves as, all of these grading companies. They're kind of it's a solid business model. Convince people to send you their cards and spend a fortune so that you can seal them away in a plastic case and give them a random number based on basically fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got stuff from so many different places. I've got some cards off at PSA at the moment. They're on their way back, hopefully soon. I sent them off in May through another streamer. And I sent them off for my own personal collection with the hopes that they do come back of a higher grade. If they don't, doesn't mean I'm going to get rid of them, because they're personal cards and I've sent them off because I really like the artworks, and then I can start putting them on as a display. And I don't have to worry about them if they get knocked off. Because I want to, I've got so many binders behind me. I don't get to look at those cards because they're in binders.
No, I get that. But then the one-touch magnetic cases exist and they don't cost you a fortune. And you don't have to give a shit about the number then, because there is no number. I love those things, by the way. I've got all of my every Charizard I own is in a nice magnetic case, along with my my Celebrations metal cards and my Arceus V-Star metal cards from the Ultra collection. Love those.
They fit in those all right, do they?
Yeah, they fit in them perfectly, and they'll sit in a perfect fit sleeve inside them as well, so you get that extra level of protection.
Right. Okay. Let's talk perfect fit sleeves for a moment. Have you learned to put a card in with bending?
Okay. First of all, go fuck yourself. Yes.
No one's going to let you live it down.
No. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's address this controversy that was thrust upon me. Okay. Right. Pokemon Go was an incredibly badly cut set. Right. An incredibly badly cut set. You get a stack of Pokemon Go cards. Right. And it's like reading Braille, flicking through them, right? The size variance in all of those cards is ludicrous, right? The perfect fit sleeves that I use, that are Vault X perfect fit sleeves, right? You get 10% off with code PKMR.
Oh, wow!
Right,
Go for it.
Yeah, the perfect fit sleeves that I use all the time, right, are Vault X ones, right? I've tried a bunch of other ones. I maintain that a lot of these things, sleeves, top loaders, all of this sort of stuff, most of them are all made in the same factory. They just stamp a different name on them and just put them in different things, right? But that's a whole other kettle of fish. The Vault X ones that I use, the perfect fits, right? I've never had a problem with before. 99% of cards slide into them like a boss. Occasionally, I'm a bit overzealous with my sliding in. I jam it in a bit before I've made the sleeve ready.
Oh, this thing looked like it had been punched in.
Yeah, and it bends a little bit. The now infamous clip, right?
It came out
I think
the other night.
I think it was a Dragonite V-Star or something like that, right? It was a Pokemon Go card. The rares in Pokemon Go, or the better than
wider.
Rares.
They were wider.
Yeah, they were girthy boys. They were chunky as fuck, right? So they don't go in the perfect. There was nothing wrong with the sleeve. It was the cards. Right? Don't blame the sleeves. The sleeves are good. They're good sleeves.
Blame the sleeve.
Every good holo that I've got is in one of those perfect fit sleeves, and I've bent a grand total of 2 cards.
Wait,
and the one of them was the
one?
Go. Yeah, but I didn't really bend it. It was just kind of wiggled a little bit. Can't even remember what it was.
I'm gonna have to go delving into your clips because I'm sure it was clipped.
I blame the humidity for that. The sleeve shrunk. No, I can't remember what it was. There was another card that I think I was. Again, it was less about the sleeve and more about how I was holding the card, and it didn't crease. Like the Dragonite, I'm pretty sure it was a Dragonite, so I'm just going to keep saying Dragonite. The Dragonite creased. I fucked that card up. That card got fucked up. But the other one that I allegedly bent, it bent. It didn't bend any more than a hollow card warps if you leave it out in a humid as fuck room. Which, considering I'm sitting in a room with 76% humidity at the moment,
holy shit, that's gone up.
I'm very much, I know the cards will warp and unwarp depending on how moist a room is. It's just.
Have you got the infamous fan on?
No, I don't, because unfortunately I'm charging my Switch and I only have so many plugs. So tonight I'm just getting moist because I don't have to worry about a camera on my hands.
I've got 2 fans on in this room at the moment. I've got one blowing straight at my legs, and I've got one blowing cold air in from outside. Lukewarm air in from outside.
I'm going to be real with you, Frosty. I put on a little bit of weight the last week and a half because I've been slacking on my usual diet. So I'm kind of hoping I'll sweat some titties off tonight.
Well, you had the wine glass out the other night, didn't you?
I did. That was the first red wine I've had in a hot minute as well.
And there were reflections in said red wine.
There were reflections in said red wine.
Which you were very conscious of.
Yeah, people have got a good torso reveal. Yeah. I've been showing body parts here and there. People got a back and booty reveal.
Started with the hands.
I don't know if you saw Tommy's Dynamax Den.
I did. I watched that earlier today, actually.
I'm a big fan of Tommy's Dynamax Den. He's one of these content creators. I will always spend 5 minutes hyping him up. He's been on the YouTube grind for as long as I've been doing content creation.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. Tommy's a really, really great creator. If you're in the chat and you don't know Tommy's Dynamax Den on YouTube, do yourself a favor and go check out Tommy's Dynamax Den.
Oh no, for sure. He's a good boy. Hands up, first video I've watched of his. Because yourself was in it, I was like, is there gonna be a face reveal?
Of course there's not.
And what I loved was it was the back of your head.
Yeah.
And right.
That's it. We had to show a hand just to prove it was me.
Yeah. And then the arms come out for the pack battle, and I was like, no, that's definitely Mert.
Well, we had a lot of fun filming that. That was good. And again, this is part of my mission this year. My mission was to do more collaboration stuff because I love doing stuff like this. I can put my feet up. I don't know if you can see the numbers while you're streaming. Like I said, I don't put the numbers up while I'm streaming, but we've had solid numbers tonight. It's been nice to see people coming in and out. Like I'm trying to do more of this kind of stuff, you know.
Evening, Jack. How we doing? Just Jack.
Your chat is like 2 minutes ahead of mine.
Yeah, no, I.
There it is. Welcome in, Jack. Lovely to see you. How's things?
Should have just given you my stream key so you could see it.
I'm trying to do more stuff like this because I really enjoy it.
For sure.
It's fun.
Right at the beginning of the year, I sat down with stream and I went, "What do I want to do this year? What does stream and the community as a whole want to see me do?" One of the things was more collabs.
Yeah.
Like I said, this isn't my first go round with the podcast, but it's my first one that's focused on TCG as a whole.
Yeah, I've had a couple of iterations of my podcasts as well.
My last ones were sit down, get drunk, and it's just chaos start to finish.
The problem is if I get drunk on stream, which has only happened once or twice. Okay, I don't know if you were there for the infamous psychedelic cracker stream.
No, I wasn't, but I want to hear all about it.
Okay, so there was a stream where I had way too much wine. I think I had half a bottle of wine already open, and like I said, I'm a lightweight because I took like a year or two off, right? So I don't drink. So when I do drink, it don't take much. I'm a very cheap date. I had half a bottle of wine already open and another bottle of wine in my stream room. And I think I had some beers knocking about in here as well. I basically, for some reason, had a lot of alcohol around me.
Was it just after Christmas?
I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago. Oh, see, Cousin It knows. He was here for the Crackers in Space stream. The back hour of the stream, I think, was me eating crackers. Like eating cheese crackers with like a Windows Media Player psychedelic visualization on the green screen underneath my hands. So all I was doing was just eating crackers, putting the half-eaten crackers down onto there's clips of it on my Twitch. There was moments where I'd have the cracker, like half-eaten cracker, down on the green screen. And like the visualization underneath would line up with it so perfectly. It was like God himself threw me a bone. And that's all we did for about an hour I was just laughing to myself, clearly intoxicated, slurring like a motherfucker, just enjoying the stupidity of the situation that we were in, that we were just enjoying crackers and, you know, Windows Media Player style psychedelic visualization.
Sometimes those streams are really the best as well.
That's why I've left all the clips up, because we had a lot of fun. I can't even remember why we were talking about getting too drunk on stream.
Posty's back. How are we doing, Posty? Hey. Thank you for the 3 subs. That's
legend.
Damn, Posty. Jake, Ginge, and Odin's White Horse. Hope you're doing well, Posty. Just keep talking, ignore me. Okay, if you insist. But like my New Year's.
I can't remember why we were talking about. I thought we were talking about getting drunk on stream.
Yeah, I do a New Year's stream, and I normally start at 10 o'clock at night, and that's when I start drinking. And then I'll go through until probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's chaos. I get everybody on stream. We jump in Discord. I bring everybody up, and we just have a laugh, and we just cause chaos for the 4 hours that or whatever it is I'm live for. And honestly, best streams I've ever had. Loved every single moment of them. Because you really sort of feel the community and get to know people when you're in that type of environment. Not necessarily the drinking, but as a whole.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what we talked about earlier with the prevalence of people with flimsy mental health, because they gravitate towards places where they can. Oh, sorry, I'm really distracted. I was looking for those clips of the Cracker stream.
The crackers have got him again.
They've all been nerfed. There's none of. I can't find any of them.
Oh no! The Twitch gods have found them.
Yeah, but I didn't delete any of it. I think it was Catherine that took most of them, and they're just not there. We don't have any clips of the Cracker stream. We have no record of the Cracker stream. It's all disappeared.
It was all a figment of your imagination while you were talking
Maybe
about
it was.
the
Maybe
Apollo moon.
Mommy? Sorry.
Totally bollocks and just.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
That's very strange because I was watching them the other day. Anyway, what were we talking about? Sorry.
Whoa!
Catherine, can you go to your Twitch and have a look if they still exist? Because I can't see them on mine. Oh, no, that's a raid. Live TNT, welcome in, my dude.
How are we doing? If it is
Sorry. I'm taking over your stream now.
Mert went into streamer mode. How are we doing? Welcome in.
I can't believe the Cracker clips have all gone.
Yeah, I'm upset. I want to see those. I want to see those videos.
Yeah, I do not know what happened there. Like, I deleted one or two of them because there was a couple of duplicate ones. I definitely didn't delete all of them. That was like the best stream ever.
Oh no. Unlikely Maths, welcome in. Yeah, no clips exist. Oh no, Mert.
That means we have no record of the Cracker stream, save a few screenshots somewhere.
We need another Cracker stream.
Oh, you're just going to have to get drunk and eat crackers again. It's just got to be
Yeah.
done. How the fuck did that happen?
Wonder Bread, thank you for the follow.
That's nuts. I'll just let you enjoy doing your streamer thing a minute while I see
it's
if
all
I
good.
actually downloaded any of those clips.
Oh no. How was the stream? Pair? If it is Pair, it could be Nando, it could be anybody.
I don't even have to open the clips yet. I know by the thumbnail. Because it's all just psychedelic stuff.
What crackers were they though? That's the question.
They were Cars cheese crackers, a top tier cracker for anyone interested in crackers.
See, I'm not a massive cracker fan.
Don't start coming at me now with I'm not a massive cracker. Those are top tier crackers, right? Don't
See,
matter if you like crackers or not.
I'm a Hovis biscuit man.
Oh, fuck biscuits. What's wrong with you?
Hovis. The Hovis ones that you get in the biscuits and crackers box. Megs, welcome in. Hi, Rowlet.
Hi, Megs. Oh, damn, that was a fat raid. I was too busy with looking for...
That was an insane raid.
Honestly, guys, I think we've lost the cracker stream. Unless it's one of the downloaded streams that I've got in my downloads folder, which is only a couple of them, so chances of it being in...
See, Catherine knows Hovis are absolutely top tier.
Oh.
Hovis with Port Salut and Lurpak.
Okay, if you guys promise not to make any clips of me saying insane shit, we'll get a bottle of vodka in and do another cracker stream soon.
Oh, yes. Done.
Oh.
Done. Oh, absolutely
I remember
amazing.
the last time I actually had a Hovis.
They're top tier. It's just a digestive, but...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time I even had a biscuit, if I'm honest. Not really a biscuity kind of guy.
I do. I know exactly what
I was going to say you're about... Do those count? Are those biscuits?
Yeah?
I don't feel like Oreos count as biscuits.
Ooh. I know when okay. White chocolate digestive. One of the new ones.
But that's just a biscuit with chocolate on top.
Cousin It knows the new white chocolate digestives. absolutely top tier. Honestly, people slate on white chocolate. These have the perfect amount of white chocolate on the top.
I don't think I'd ever like hate on white chocolate. I'm just, thought biscuits were crackers in the UK. No, I always get this confused because Americans with their biscuit.
Yeah.
Because I think it depends where in America the biscuit is. I think in the southern states, a biscuit is more like
it's a scone.
Yeah, yes, but they put gravy and shit. Have you ever seen the like Texan the white weird fucking? Apparently, it's delicious, right?
To me, that's a dumpling.
Yeah, but it looks grim.
Yeah,
like it looks like somebody took a scone to a bukkake session. Like it looks there's something seriously wrong.
Not where I thought the string was going, but okay.
like that color goo on top of food is just. It's just something off about it.
Yeah.
What's it made out of, Megs? What's the gravy made out of? I've never Googled this.
Yeah, no.
And it's...
I didn't Google it.
Well, just it kind of ruins the mystery then. I like to learn things by talking to people. We were enlightened on what sloppy joes were on one of my streams by an American viewer not long ago. I don't know, flour and some other stuff.
Magic.
Flour and magic.
Yeah. Yes, Fluffy.
I feel like there's got to be some kind of like bacon grease or something involved, right? Americans don't use butter. No, they do use butter. They just don't put it on their bread. They just don't butter their sandwiches because they're crazy. I'm joking, Americans. Your food is top tier. It just that blew my mind when I found out Americans don't put, but they use mayonnaise like we use butter in the UK. Like if you're making a sandwich, you butter the bread, right? You put or you put spread on it, you know, which is a kind of butter, but not
margarine.
Yeah. Or at least buttermilk with a bit of oil in it, you know, or spreadable butter.
Something to make it moist.
Yeah. Now Americans, right? This blew my mind when I learned it. Right? Americans don't do that. It's far more common for them to use mayonnaise as their butter, as their glue substance for which to stick their stuff to their bread. Which just like mayonnaise is great in some sandwiches.
Yeah.
You can't have mayonnaise in every sandwich. That's just butter goes in every sandwich. No matter what sandwich it is, you can put margarine or spreadable butter or whatever in it, and it's good. You can't put mayonnaise in every type of sandwich and it still be good.
Yeah.
Or am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy.
What time of the day do people eat beans on toast, and why? You can eat beans on toast any day of the any time of the day, and because it's delicious. I mean, it's not. I'm not actually that much of a fan of beans on toast, if I'm honest. Now, scrambled egg on toast. There's something about scrambled egg and toast that just it's a god tier combination. Refrigerated jumbo buttermilk biscuits, or what even is that? A package of Jimmy Dean original hearty pork sausage crumbles. Okay,
I want pork sausage crumbles now.
So just sausage meat, then just bits. I'm assuming just bits of sausage. Half a cup of flour, or quarter of a cup of flour, 2.5 cups of milk, salt and freshly ground pack. Okay, now that actually sounds delicious. That's basically just a very simple, that's just a very simple white sauce with meat in it. Can't go wrong with that.
Salad cream, onion ring, and egg.
I'd put a bit of cheese in there. Melt a bit of some good cheese in that, and you've got yourself a nice cheese sauce. Just eating an egg and cheese sandwich would be getting hungry. I'm starving now. It's 11:30. I'm fucking starving.
I had a decent pizza for dinner, and I'm sitting here going, yeah, I could definitely do with something to eat now.
Oh, see, we had bacon and pasta in a cheese sauce, so it's like the pasta's worked its way through now. So I'm fucking hungry again.
Yeah, that's the thing with pasta. It's a quick carb.
Yeah, it really does. You go from naught to starving in about half an hour.
Yep.
Salad, cream, onion ring, and egg is a god-tier combo. What a sandwich!
That is an odd combination.
I'd try it though. I'd try it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like,
wait, cousin. Are we talking battered and deep fried onion, or are we talking onion rings, the crisps? Very important.
I'll raise your onion ring for pickled onion Space Raiders.
Oh.
Or pickled onion Monster Munch.
Look, we've had several crisp tier list streams in my community.
Talking tier lists. I divided the community the other night. I think it was Tuesday night. I did a starter Pokemon tier list.
Oh, I bet that was a dumpster fire.
I put it this way. There's some people that were very annoyed at me. And I was getting shouted at a lot.
Oh, Catherine, I just figured it out. Sorry, Frosty. I don't mean to keep doing this to you. They've changed the way.
Moon's not hollow?
No, they've changed the way they do clips. The moon is only hollow because the lizard people ate all of the cheese, right? We've established this. So you can filter by recommended at the top, which is the default. Yep. Which nerfs a bunch of your clips. Catherine, the Cracker in Space clips still exist.
Oh.
We have evidence of Cracker in Space clips.
Oh my god.
So good. Such a good. Sorry, Frosty. That's my bad. It was very inconsiderate of me to be distracted with my own shit while you were talking.
That's right. I completely forgotten what I was talking about now.
I was about to ask you what you were talking about so we can get back on track.
We were talking food.
Oh, food. This is another tangent that we go off on stream, but I'm happy to talk about this.
Oh, no.
Because, it's not like the, lizard people and stuff. I think I think everybody can kind of talk about food and enjoy food. I'm a massive foodie. I feel like, again, random bit of owl advice. Any person, I usually aim this advice at young guys, but this applies to everybody. Anyone who's in their 20s, right? You just come out of your teens, learn to cook. Learn to cook. Well, no matter what age you are, right? If you can't currently cook, learn to cook. Food is so much more satisfying when you've made it instead of bought it.
So
and it'll save you £1 million.
There's a few things in life every person should learn how to do. Cook, iron, and change a car wheel.
Okay, I'm going to be real honest with you, Frosty. I'm a dope cook. I've changed several car wheels. Can't remember the last time I used an iron. Who the fuck uses irons these days? Well, are you judging me because my clothes are wrinkly?
Yes, I am.
Eat a bag of dicks. So you're all right.
Owls don't wear clothes. They don't have necks.
I've got a bow tie.
Owls
did you just neck shame me? How dare you?
Yes, I did.
Got a neck. It's just under a lot of fluff. All right. Just because you can't see the neck doesn't mean the neck's not there.
Owls have knees.
Is that? Oh, please tell me this is going to be another one of those things that we realize Americans don't do. Yeah, decrease your clothes. How? Okay. Oh, please let this be one of those cultural things that I've never realized. Americans in the chat, when you've washed your clothes in the washing machine, that you put clothes in the top instead of in the side, which is strange.
Yeah.
And then you dry your clothes, presumably on a line and or a tumble dryer. How do you then make the clothes not creasy anymore?
I think it's got something to do with how they dry their clothes as well, because their dryers are also top load.
Ah.
And there's in a lot of them that I've seen, there's a plate that moves up and down.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm really racking my brain. I'm trying to think of any times I've seen like an iron and an ironing board in the context of like American TV shows. Like I know it was the baby likes Futurama because she's a legend. We were watching a Futurama episode the other day, and there was an ironing board in it, and I remember seeing it. Being, that's very. I don't remember like ironing boards being a prop in very many American like sitcoms and stuff. You know, like how often do you remember an ironing board in like Friends or Scrubs or? I'm disappointed in myself. Those are the only two American sitcoms I can think of off the top of my head.
See, I'm watching Shameless US at the minute. Probably a bad example.
Yeah, the problem with that is I watched the UK version of Shameless and then tried to watch the US version of Shameless, and just you can't go from one to the other. It's like trying to watch The Office back to back.
So
you need to give yourself a bit of space.
Yeah, I gave myself years. I'm now rewatching. I'm watching the US version. I actually prefer the US version to the English one.
I mean, the US version of The Office is better than the English one.
Yeah.
Like way better.
British humor is a little bit weird.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I can't even remember why I didn't like the English Office. I think it was just because it had that kind of... I didn't watch it when it came out, so I was trying to backdate it, and because it was, it was kind of not pioneered, but it was one of these early, shaky cam, hand cam documentary series, but not documentary series style things.
Yeah.
That I kind of liken it to if I tried to show my nephew Red Dwarf now. Like I fucking loved Red Dwarf because I watched Red Dwarf when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't see that the walls are all made out of milk cartons and stuff, and that the CGI is bollocks, and that the outfits are all shit because I've got this nostalgia lens of it of being this fantastic, hilarious TV show, which it is.
Yeah.
But a kid watching it, it's exactly the same thing. Were we saying this on this stream, or was I waffling about this on Wednesday? Probably waffling about it on Wednesday. You can take a kid now, like say I took my 10-year-old nephew, just to bring us back to Pokemon. Say I took my 10-year-old nephew and I gave him red and blue, I gave him silver and gold, and I gave him ruby and sapphire. There's no chance in hell that kid is enjoying red and blue. Those games the graphics are shit, the sound is shit. They're just too old. They're too janky. Yeah. They were fantastic at their time, but looking at them now backwards with fresh eyes, they wank.
Yeah.
Same with gold and silver. We really enjoyed them because they were so innovative at the time.
Yes.
But the graphics are janky, the sound is annoying. Ruby and Sapphire, I feel like you could take a kid now, give them Ruby and Sapphire, and they'd be like, the graphics are a bit weird because they're pixely, but lots of indie games look like that.
At any of like the newer emulated games, Pokemon Infinite Fusion, for instance, which I have played on stream, is built off the Emerald like build base with a lot of the fire red, leaf green stuff thrown in. And it's still got all the sounds and everything of those games. It's so fun to play.
Yeah. I don't feel like you need the nostalgia goggles to enjoy games built on that engine.
No.
It's like, again, this is niche as fuck, but it's like you couldn't take a kid now and get them to play something that was built on the Quake 2 engine and they'd enjoy themselves. But you could probably take a kid and give them a game built on like whichever version of Source Half-Life 2 was built on.
Yeah.
And they'd enjoy that because this, it's lost a lot of that jankiness that the older versions.
That was the Unreal 2, the Quake 2 engine was the Unreal engine.
Yeah, which was fucking bonkers at the time.
Unreal Tournament is like core memories PC gaming as a kid for me.
Oh, don't even start. The Missus is a demon at that game. Like, I'm not even. She's a monster at it. Never ever. If you're ever at the unfortunate situation where Mrs. Mert challenges you to a game of Unreal Tournament,
Run.
beg for mercy and run. Because she is a monster at
So,
it.
Cousin It's just turned around and said Quake 2's just got remastered.
You're shitting me. I loved Quake 2.
This
Again,
could this
nostalgia
turn into
goggles.
a new like series, like
Fucking love Quake 2.
streamers, like versus streamers?
You were shitting me.
It's on the
Oh.
PS5.
I know. How's my audio porting? Are you going to hear this if I click it?
I can hear you clicking.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, fantastic. That means my audio is rooting good. You were absolutely eating my ass. They've remastered Quake 2.
Oh no.
I'm going to shit my pants. This looks so good.
So
I played right.
is
I
it on
played through
PC
this.
though? Is it on PC? That's the question.
Yeah, it's going to be on Steam by the looks of it. Right. So I played through Quake 2 not that long ago, right? Because again, nostalgia goggles, I can enjoy Quake 2. With it looking janky and feeling janky. Oh, this is like somebody just gave you like a high definition pack for it. It's all the same shit. It's not remade, it's just remastered.
That's brilliant.
I'm so excited for this. Thank you. Was it Cousin It? Cousin It. I'm adding this to my wish list right now.
Thank you,
Love Quake 2.
Fluffy.
Quake 2 is a fantastic game.
Yeah, Quake was amazing. I think we should try and see if we can get a bunch of streamers together, like Pokemon streamers of our age group.
Again, I'm all for those. I'm bad at those games, right?
I'm not fantastic.
I'm not good at first-person shooters at all. If anyone wants to challenge me to a game of Guitar Hero, right, I reckon I can smash a lot of you. But first-person shooters, I've got the reaction times of like a dead cat in the sun. It's like I'm gonna be dead, respawned, and killed before I even realize how I was killed the first time.
But like that sort of stuff, I'd love to do. Like,
yeah, I'd be game for that. If you're setting that stuff up, let me know if I can join in on that kind of stuff.
Oh no, for sure. Obviously, I invited you to the tournament, which is in the works still.
Which I promptly said no to.
Yes.
But again, was no slight on you. I'm in a bit of a Pokemon TCG Live lull at the moment. I'm not enjoying it. I feel like I'd ruin the mood.
I can't say that I'm enjoying it, but I'm still playing.
I'll help you push it. I can recommend some people.
Yeah, no, that'd be fantastic. That'd be fantastic. If there's anyone in the chat that plays the TCG Live,
I mean, I know Tamsin would be game for it.
Tamsin is more than game.
Are you just looking for content creators, or are you looking for just anyone?
Anyone who wants to get involved. Like, I want to do a free entry one to start with to sort of lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe for some codes or bragging rights or whatever to start with. And then down the line, do it for a physical thing, whether that be an ETB, a booster box, where like everyone pays in.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That way.
It's a good. I know a couple of people that do sort of similar things, and obviously I don't know, it's because we stopped doing this ages ago, but we used to do the Pokemon Pack Challenge on YouTube, which was every set. It was like an open pack challenge. Well, it was an open pack challenge, so anybody could open 4 packs of the latest set and submit their video, and then I had a whole score system and everything. We stopped doing it around Astral. I want to say Astral Radiance. It was somewhere around there. It was around the time the baby was born. I was just too busy to organize it and do all of that stuff. But those kinds of things are a lot of fun. Just like something to get the community, to get people involved. Yeah. And just all muck about. It's always fun to do stuff like that.
I've got something similar on my store. I use store loosely because it's a Google document. I used to have a website monetary reasons, I shut it down so that I could keep costs and values low for everybody. So
I'm going to tangent a little bit, and I probably should have pre-asked you some of these things, or asked you if these things are okay, right? Because I never get a chance to sort of talk to box breakers, and lift the lid and kind of look into the nitty gritty, the numbers of these things. And by all means, this is like asking people about their salaries and shit.
Oh no, I'm very open and honest.
So, what's the general setup with your? So say someone comes to you and buys 4 packs from you.
Yep.
The packs are RRP. Well, they $4.99 now, $3.99, something like that.
They are $4.29, $4.30.
Yeah, it's something weird like that.
Yeah, I do them at £4.
So you do them for just slightly under retail.
Yep.
Say I buy 4 packs, I get no pulls. Do I get all of the bulk? Is the shipping kind of implied in all of that? Everything gets sent out?
So
is the shipping an extra cost on top of that?
Shipping is an extra cost. I hold everything that you've got till the end of the month. And then at the end of the month, if it's still sitting here, I'll kind of like put out a big blast into the Discord going, doing shipping. If you want your stuff shipped, let me know. There's 7 days. At the end of the 7 days, they get another message. Your shipping's still outstanding. Here's a couple of extra days grace. But at the end of that, then your stuff's mine. I'm going to resell it to recoup the fact that I've stored your stuff for free.
So I get my product pretty cheap.
Yep.
Right, because I most of my stuff I don't buy from straight up storefronts. I have arrangements with a few stores to get things cheaper than the prices that they will put on their website.
Yeah.
For various things like pushing their stores and doing stuff like that, or just generally having a relationship with the stores. Anyone who's doing Pokemon TCG stuff, I highly recommend build and maintain working professional relationships with people. It is incredibly important. Don't just go to people and be like, "Hello, I'm a creator. Give me free shit." Don't do that.
No, don't be a free shit hunter.
Yeah. Don't be one of those guys. So, even with how many packs are in a booster box? Is 36. Okay, so let's take the Obsidian Flames. So it was about that price. Yeah, so I got my rowlet changed because I use the D-pad. So I got packs of Obsidian Flames for about £3.60, £3.80, right? Which is like way higher than wholesale price.
Yes.
Because the wholesale price of a booster box, I think
stores can
get them for about that. Yeah. So, say you're getting them for a similar price as me, and then selling them for 4. I'm not saying you are. I'm just using this as a hypothetical because these are the numbers that I've got behind the scenes that I know.
Yeah.
And so, say you're making 40 pence profit per pack. Again, not saying you are, but saying that is what you're getting. Apart from the having free content, which is, I think, the biggest benefit of doing box breaks for a small streamer and for a small box breaker. Apart from having the free content, how much would you say, and again, by all means, tell me to fuck off, don't answer this question, how much would you say a month are you making in, profit versus what you paid for them, what you're selling them for, and any couple of pences you managed to wiggle on postage?
So if I was to add everything up, with everything,
and I'm not trying to gotcha you.
No.
This is genuine curiosity. I just,
maybe 50 quid.
Oh, that's not bad.
Maybe 50 quid.
Yeah.
And that gets piled back into stream.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like,
of course it would.
Nothing from stream gets taken out of stream. The only thing that I tend to do is I might treat myself to a Subway at the end of the month.
Yeah. See, this is the thing that's always made me curious about doing some form of box breaks in a month, because obviously my overheads for the stream are ludicrous. I don't talk about the numbers on stream very often, but it can cost me upwards of £150 to £200 a month to do the Sunday streams, and some months I'll get 50 quid from Twitch. Some months I might be lucky and get closer to 100 quid from Twitch, depending on how generous people have been with gifted subs and things like that. So most months, I think there's only been 1 or 2 months in the entire time we've been affiliated where the cost of the month has been lower than the money we've made from the Twitch payout. And every other month, we've barely broken like half of it. So every month I'm in the red. Every month I'm, it's well into the red.
That's the small sacrifice that we do. That's us selling our soul for the content we like making.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sacrifice I'm making to not do the things that I didn't want to do when I started making content. Like I didn't want to do box break. Yeah, and not because there's anything wrong with box breaks, but I think it's a different type of content.
Like, to put things in a little bit of perspective, like as a box breaker, whatever, it's a storefront on Twitch, whatever.
Yeah.
Stock levels, right? For Obsidian Flame, I got a case.
Yeah.
I've got, like yourself, I've got connections with brands and companies, etc., that I've managed to obtain these, where I then, once they're sold, then pay it back. So it's not money out up front, but that's only started at Obsidian Flames. I've got.
I can see the Chaos Cards box behind you.
On the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's full of empty tins.
Oh, don't get me started. I've got a wall full of those fuckers.
But I've also got Crown Zenith, Aldea Evolved, Scarlet and Violet Base, Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, all in stock, which I've paid for out of my own money.
Yeah.
In the hope that people are going to buy them.
So, and again, this is one of those things I've always struggled with, because I've only watched a couple of box breakers, and it's like we were saying earlier about people like streaming Call of Duty and stuff in the Pokemon TCG category. Yep. How do you only go live when you've got enough people to open packs? Do you do personal breaks?
So, for instance, I did a Discord opening for my personal Obsidian Flame stuff, only because it wasn't a day that I normally stream on. But I said about it during a stream, said, if anyone wants to come in, watch me open some packs, we'll have a laugh, we'll have a chat. In Discord, bit more of a community-based thing rather than showing off what I've got on stream and being live for maybe 45 minutes.
And do you notice a difference in the numbers when you're doing a personal break stream versus a box break stream?
Yes. I've been streaming over 3 years now total. Been doing the Pokemon stuff over a year. If I'm doing personal break stuff, it's half usually. With what I tend to do is I'll do personal stuff in between when people are buying to sort of fill that gap. So I've always got packs on stream being open. So that is my advertising to like that little Twitch bracket that I sit in, that I'm a shop.
Have you ever had people get mad at you because the personal packs that you're opening in between breaks have had better pulls than the break packs that you've done?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had some quite nasty messages from people I don't even know.
It took about 3 hours, guys, by the way, for me to hijack this podcast and flip it around. Also.
3 hours. Is that a record or?
Well, no, usually I
do it from the start.
Yeah, and usually I'm in your seat instead of, I'm not.
But
not the guest.
I've had some really nasty messages.
Of
Discord,
course, it's the internet.
Twitch DMs, everything. But if I'm doing a personal break, I'm not doing it from shop stock. It's always completely separate, and I've paid retail. I've paid retail on that stock, on that product that I'm opening for myself. I paid retail on. Like the Obsidian Flames, I got 2 Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETBs, one sealed above here.
Yeah, I kept one sealed as well. It's got Charmander on it. How can you not?
Right. And I got 2 triple blisters, one of each promo. And
Just looks nice on a shell.
And 2 of the booster bundles, so the 6-pack bundles.
Yeah, I don't get those because they usually I don't think that any of the stores that I buy from actually get them.
No, they tend to be for more of the bigger LCSs. That's what I got for my personal Obsidian Flame stuff. I haven't touched any of like this stock for Obsidian Flames because that's not technically mine to sell or mine to open.
So did you say you've got an agreement with the store that those are basically on tick and you'll pay for them once other people have paid you for them?
Yes, pretty much. And if I don't sell them, they can go back at my costs to send them back.
Oh, that's interesting because I've always been trying to figure out ways to help some of the stores that I work with that don't necessarily want to make content, or when they do struggle to get any kind of numbers.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out a way to do box breaks. So
I mean, it's something that we can talk about, and we'll probably talk about it off stream rather than on stream.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to push you too much to reveal the way you manage your business, for lack of a better word.
It's
just
I'm
my
very open and honest.
Oh no, I know.
Like the chaos.
You wouldn't answer any questions.
The chaos
on tick, cousin it knows.
Wonderbread, is he a shiny rowlet? No.
I'm shiny.
You're nearly shiny.
Yeah, I've got a shiny bow.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not shiny skinned.
He's mid transformation into a shiny.
Yeah, I'm quasi shiny.
But like the Chaos Cards box, like I buy stuff at retail that everybody else can buy it at. Then I buy from Chaos very often. Like bundles together, and then price them that way. With a lot of stuff, like at the minute, I've got 8 packs, which is 2 Scarlet and Violet, 2 Paldea Evolved, an Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, and 2 Crown Zenith. Tamsin loves this type of bundle because there's so much variety in it, and that's why I do bundles like this, because it's a variety of packs.
Yeah.
And it also the whole reason why I'd opened up a store was because it scratches my itch for opening packs. I was spending too much money on packs.
Yeah, no, like I totally understand the because that's the logic that most, or the reasoning most small box breakers I've talked to. That's the reasoning they have. Is like, look, it's
that bundle. I do
for the effort you put in is free content.
Yeah.
You know?
That bundle that I've just shown is £35.
It's just too late. I can't even do the maths on that. How many packs is it again?
8. Works out at £4.37 a pack.
Yeah. Which...
So again, for like your Scarlet and Violet and everything else, it's not much above retail.
No, but then it is.
But you got your Crown Zenith in there.
Yeah.
But I also buy sleeves, top load stuff, team bags.
Yeah, no. Again, I don't want it to sound like I'm attacking. I've run all of the numbers myself on trying to do box breaks and stuff, and it's like I do this when I'm selling cards on eBay. I'm very conscious that it's not just the card; it's the shipping, it's the sleeve, the top loader, the team bag, the envelope, the stamp. It's
the eBay cut.
Yeah,
the thieving bastards at eBay that do nothing.
And I think, like the whole box break discussion has been really, a whole idea of box breaks has been a point of, moral tension for me for like the entire time I've been streaming, because I started off very adamantly against them because I was seeing the likes of the big content creators selling modern packs for ludicrous prices because their magic hands had touched them, and I hated all of that celebritization.
I was seeing on Whatnot people buying Japanese 151 for £23 a pack.
Yeah, I don't even play with that shit. What was the one that came and went? The one that sounded like vomit.
Oh,
yeah, that fucking thing.
Yeah. That was Bits that got made to change their name from Bits because of Twitch.
I got no time for shit like that.
Yeah.
Like box breaks I can kind of understand. Live auction stuff can just get in the bin.
Yeah, because that plays into FOMO.
And it's content purely designed for pushing shit to people, and the giveaways and stuff, the skirting of gambling laws and things. I got no time for any of that. It's the people on
Facebook that call a raffle a waffle. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Don't even get me started on the misappropriation of the two. I love the word waffle, right?
Yeah.
It has always been my go-to word to describe my one and only fucking skill. Right? The only thing I am good at is talking non-stop for hours at a time and not breaking for a moment while going on all tangents. Right? I'm a waffler at my core. I'm pro waffle. I'm waffle to the moon.
And one of my favorite insults. One of my favorite insults. Twat waffle.
I'll take even that. Even that's not a misappropriation, is it?
Yeah.
People who are smooth brain enough to think that you can call a raffle by any other name and it makes it legal somehow.
Yeah.
Just infuriate.
There's some dodgy people on Facebook, which I'm not going to mention names.
Oh, Instagram and Twitter are the same. The shit I see across my feed.
But
I think Facebook is slightly different, but
it's the owners of groups that have people in America sending them really, really cheap product because they can get their hands on it really easy and really cheap.
Yeah.
Sending it over and then going, oh, this US exclusive is now 4 times the price it was in America. It's like, no. And I'll just leave laughing emoji faces every time I see it. Just inciting the annoyance. Because
that's the thing. How can you how do you fight? Because again, for what little part I had, I fought against that bullshit with total cards to bring us right round to one of the first discussions.
Oh, the Halloween packs last year. God.
I tried my best to make sure that in my little way, I'm anybody knew that was coming into it knew that they were being ripped off, being charged this price for these products, and that if you just waited a couple of months, these Shining Fates products will be gathering dust on a shelf. They are being printed to oblivion. It's just because the ports are closed. We're getting fucked by the closed ports.
Yeah.
How do you combat with just that consumer knowledge rather than just going on, swinging a ban hammer and doing reports? Because that never works. You can ban these accounts. It's like drug dealers. You take one off the street, two of them come to replace him.
Look at Crown Zenith.
How do you do the consumer awareness to stop people engaging with these things?
Like Crown Zenith is Shining Fates. It's mirrored, basically. Someone earlier on in the stream turned around and said that Crown Zenith's been reprinted again. So the price is going to drop even further.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope so. I'd like to buy more packs of Crown Zenith. I like that thing.
I've got some packs of Crown Zenith if you want some.
I mean, you just seem to get good pulls on your stream. Maybe I do finally break my box break cherry.
No. Tamsin gets good pulls
Tamsin gets good pulls out. Do you ever get the feeling that sometimes the universe just really likes some people and just fucking hates other people?
Yeah.
I swear Tamsin could sneeze at a picture of a pack and a Charizard card would pop out.
Right, I've got to work tomorrow. I only had an hour and a half sleep. Yes, Catherine, go and get some sleep.
The amount of times I've got to shout at Catherine to get some sleep. Go sleep. And I need you fresh and powerful for Sunday.
Morpeko v Union one is £11 for the Morpeko v Union box. What?
Like fuck is he?
What? The V Union card alone sells for that.
I've never bought cards on Amazon.
So if you go to Amazon,
Stop it.
Pokemon actually have a store on there.
Yeah, no, I know they do. It's not for me, cousin. It's fucking $28.99 for me.
What sort of magic are you using? £11.
This is a different seller. 34.
Or someone on Twitter share it. It's probably one of those damaged boxes that's all like resealed that PokeRev did.
I mean, not on Amazon UK. It might be on Amazon US, but it's not. Amazon UK, it is $28.99, which is still, 28% reduction, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently those boxes were 40 quid.
They were 30, I want to say $32.99 retail.
$39.99 according to Amazon, but
that's an inflating price to make that other price look better.
Yep, definitely.
I still remember picking up 3 Marnie premium tournament collections.
I wish I'd bought more of those. I've got a sealed one, but I wish I'd bought a third.
I got it on Amazon. There was a random seller selling them, and I managed to nab 3. I put 2 on my store after, I think I held them sort of completely aside, umming and ahhing what to do with them. By which point they'd all gone fucking mental on price again, and I still beat the price that the Amazon was selling them out for.
Those must be selling for fat stacks at this point.
60 quid.
Yeah, that's actually cheaper than I thought it would be.
They were 50 quid when they come out.
Were they?
50, I think they were 52.50.
I mean, that's not bad considering there's sellers on eBay selling for 55. But the market really has kind of crashed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sealed product that is not holding
tournament collections. Odin, welcome in. One of these. So I've got, this is a non-sealed
55.
one. And there's the Amazon sticker.
Huh.
That's the only thing with it. Basically, all I did was I sellotaped the back, so it actually held its shape.
Yeah, I've got one on my shelf that I opened that I did exactly the same. I've got a sealed one as well, but I ended up with 3, and I opened one of them and gave away the Marnie promo on stream
That
again.
Marnie promo went to the moon recently.
I know it did.
I've actually got that. I don't know whether I've got that card. No, I've got that card in my binder. And I've sent off, I believe, one of the Cosmo Hollow promos that you got with it, the signature ones, to PSA.
Yeah, so
Main
there's a
reason
seller
being,
selling them for 55.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. With
I remember,
like 100% positive with lots of reviews as
like
well.
Smiths had them up, and it was like not in stock, coming soon. I went into a Smiths. I went, here's my number, here's my name. When they come in stock, give me a ring. I'll come down and I'll buy 4.
I can't even remember where I got them. I think I got one. I bought one from the store that I used to get my pre-release kits from. And then I think I managed to get one on Chaos Cards and then maybe one on Smiths online.
Yeah, see, I didn't know of Chaos at that point. And I was just sort of getting back into things. And
of the big
Shining,
3, Chaos are
like,
basically the only one I buy from.
Shining Fates was still like quite big. And it was just littering shelves. And
Yeah.
I remember I was getting paid weekly cash in hand at the time, and I was going into Smith's on a Friday after I was finishing work early, and I was just spending wages. Just, there you go, 200 quid every single week, throwing it at Shining Fates on the big Dragpole boxes. And
You can still buy those on Chaos Cards for 40 quid. Everywhere's still got Shining Fate stock.
maybe this means evolving might appear down the line. I've actually got in my drawer, I've got 36, 40 cardboard sleeved blisters of Evolving Skies.
Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries, dude. But I've got them sitting there. Yeah, so this is people that have hoarded the stock when they dropped at retail value, hoarded the stock, and then they're now putting it back out again. Sealed Build and Battle Stadium. That's a good product to have sealed. Really good product to have sealed. I don't tend to keep anything like that sealed. I probably should. The Obsidian Flames, I haven't even picked one up.
I'm Frosty. I don't have my headphones on. I can't hear you. Right, there you go. Sorry, buddy.
Welcome
woke
back.
up.
That's all right, mate.
She was wandering around on the landing.
Oh no! Wild toddler appeared.
I pulled my headphones out. Yeah, I can't hear you, Frosty. I pulled my headphones out. Hang on. Right.
Hello.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I can hear you. Yeah, sorry about that, Frosty.
That's all right. No worries. Yeah, don't open it. Keep it sealed. Keep it sealed. Moonbryon is not in those packs.
No, it's not. If you've got any Evolving Skies products, don't do it.
I've got 36 cardboard sleeve blisters sitting in a box in my drawer, and that's where they're staying because they're out of sight and out of mind.
In fairness, I'd open those. I reckon you should open them right now.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Just one little booster pack.
No, I've got an art set which is I'm keeping sealed forever. And I've got the 36 sitting in a box, and I'm like, I could put them up for sale, but that's that's what I'm classing as my investment piece, or one of my investment pieces for the future. Because I think that is one of those sets that's base set, jungle, fossil, Skyridge style set that in years down the line is going to be one of those sets that everybody wants to.
Yeah, it's definitely going to have that sort of legendary status. I don't really have any like investment style stuff.
I've got Pokemon Center ETBs up there for Evolving Skies.
I mean, that's pretty solid. I don't think I kept any of those sealed. No, I've got all of the holiday sets. I've got a sealed ETB of all of the holiday sets, and that's all I've got.
XY Roaring Skies.
Nice.
I've got 2 of these sitting up on the shelf as well. Just sitting there. But
nothing I have is with the intention of really selling any of it.
Mine maybe down the line. How are we doing, Carl? Welcome in. Still going.
I think maybe if we were super desperate for money, maybe I'd sell some of it. But
yeah.
It's mostly there to make my shelf look pretty, and so I can open it when I'm old.
Like something else that I don't see a lot of people doing. Something like this.
Oh, see, I've got one of those flags. So it's pinned up on the wall. It's like a fabric. It's a long fabric flag.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I got all my pins attached to that. I love that thing. That's one of my favorite things. I should take a photo of that. Check it on Discord.
Yes.
For all my pins. I bought a set of Kanto badges on eBay.
Oh,
unofficial
really,
Kanto badges.
I really want to get them. I really want to get them.
It was relatively cheap. I think they were about 15 quid. Something like that.
Yeah, they're not expensive.
They're unofficial, obviously, but they look nice.
But these are the enamel pins from the VMAX collections.
Yeah, no, I've got.
And then the Radiant Eevee. The only way I could do it because there's no colorless energy.
Yeah.
I done that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then just pins from everything else. Oh look, talking Shining Fates. Magpie collection.
Yeah, those were the ones Total Cards were trying to sell for £107.
Total shit show. Absolute. Yeah. At any moment, I always can play Total Cards because it's just a shit show. Absolute shit show. Like from stock not being sent out on time, them opening their own product for their lives, and all of that before paying other paid customers. I've got it.
Again, I haven't really kept up with them in ages. I gave up moaning at the stores. I opted for the make sure I'm pushing good stores. You know, like there's a handful of stores that I'll always tell people to go to. I don't really have affiliate links with them, or if I do, it's not. You know, I don't get any kickbacks. It's just small sellers that I like. They're good. They give good prices.
You can mention them.
Yeah,
you can mention them if you want to.
Oh well, obviously there's my main go-to is eclipsecards.com.
Min is a very good person. He's a good egg.
He does solid prices. He's a good boy. Dungeons and Droid pads are good. It's a shame TCG Exchange don't exist anymore. I'm trying to think now. You put me on the spot. I'm forgetting all this. Cosmic Collect were always very good. I'm not sure how they are now. They've opened their physical store because I haven't looked at their stuff. How much they're selling booster boxes for? 103 for Paldea Evolved. That's still a solid price.
Not a price that I can beat.
134 for Lost Origin. Some of the other Astral Radiance for 109. That's not bad at all. Yeah, Cosmic Collect are good. CosmicCollectibles.co.uk. I used to push those guys a lot, but they were only active on Instagram, so we kind of fell out of communication with each other. Because
well, I've tagged you a couple of times on Instagram.
I don't
You
look at
don't
my
use it,
Instagram
no.
at all. No, it's every now and then, and you can see it if you look at the date of like the posts on Instagram. Every now and then I'll have a week where I'm like, I'm gonna do Instagram. I'm gonna try and get Instagram going, and I just don't like it. It feels very like, look at me, give me attention, and no real engagement. Like the thing I like about Twitter or X is, like, it always feels like a conversation's going on. Like you post something, and obviously the act of posting something is performative, but then sort of discussions happen around it, and people will be silly in the and I just the interface and the vibe of that I never got on Instagram. It's always just
It's a
people
Instagram
like
is for
stuff, and that's
me.
it.
Instagram for me is look, I'm doing this. Come see me over on a different platform.
Yeah.
Or here, I've got some nice cards. I'm going to take a pretty picture, edit it up nicely. Please like it. That's it.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
all
real,
it
like,
is.
back and forth on Instagram.
If I get someone talking on Instagram, I try and keep it going as long as possible, because if something's gaining traction with exchanges, it gets boosted more. But that feeds into that you're looking for numbers, and I don't play that game. I used to play that game a lot, and since I don't, life's a hell of a lot more stress free.
Yeah, no, I'm happy if some dumb shit I post on Twitter gets a couple of likes. Occasionally, some dumb shit I post on Twitter will go nuts.
To the moon, should we say?
But, yeah, but it's not very often that happens. Like, oh geez, I muted this ages ago. The lost world post I did the other day. I had 103,000 engagements. That's not bad. That's pretty crazy.
Oh,
I muted that
damn.
ages ago. But it's very rare when it does happen.
I had to retweet that one.
And it's like the thing with like with Twitter Blue. I see so many small creators paying for Twitter Blue. And it's like you're not getting, number one, you're not getting any benefit from it at all. The benefit of Twitter Blue is you're going to get, if you get enough engagements in 3 months, you're going to get the ad revenue, which is really cool. None of you are getting that. It's 15 million engagements in 3 months. None of you are getting that.
Yeah.
Like I don't get anywhere near that. Even on like the best 3 months I've had on Twitter, where I've had a couple of posts blow up, nowhere near that shit.
No. Cousin It's just turned around and said, "Didn't you predict the Mew UPC with one of your tweets?"
Oh no, I made a fake Mew Ultra Premium collection based on the information that I knew there was a Mew Ultra Premium collection coming. I made a fake image of one to farm engagement.
But that's clever. That is how Twitter works.
I make no apologies for using my limited Photoshop skills to piss about on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a few things that you've done that have caught a lot of the, I wouldn't say big, but bigger names.
Oh, some people have been really mad at me for some stuff I've done on Twitter, especially the fake Halloween cards every year.
The moon. I'm still getting people message me going, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's fake."
Oh, see, I get really sad about that because I don't see any of that. Like, I know it goes to other Discords. I know it goes all over the place, but I don't get to enjoy it. Like, I don't get to bask in the chaos that it's causing.
The thing is,
because
I knew
people
you
just create and
I knew you did that. And
it's the same image from last year.
And the thing is, I get messages from people going, Did you know about this? Is it real? Is it fake?" And I'm like, yeah, it's fake. And I know who made it, but I'm not telling you.
Well, the thing is, I never pretend that they're not fake. Yeah. Like, I'll say stupid things like people say, "Oh, this is fake as fuck," and I'll be like, "Nah, it's not, bro." Like, I'll do like very clearly.
Yeah, it's definitely not real.
You know, my favorite one where people say, "Oh, this is so fake," or "This isn't real." I'm like, "Is anything real?" You know, because that's not answering the question. You know, it's being dumb. It's very silly.
Yeah, it's great, and yeah, it's a fantastic way to again farm engagement.
That Umbreon one actually got less views than the fake Lost World one. It got more likes and shit, but it got less views.
So what
That Lost World one blew up in Japan. The Japanese players really liked that. I got so many retweets in Japanese and Chinese. I spent like 3/4 an hour just going through translating all of the tweets, just feeling like, luckily most of them have got basic grasp of English, so they knew it was fake. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't fooling
But
anybody.
what got me straight away is I looked at the artist.
Yeah, that's usually what I do.
And because it's such a like when it gets down to that small, bad quality, I could tell that you up. I could still tell it was your name.
Well, that's the thing. I never try and make things. There was one post I did, and I deleted it because it started gaining a bit of traction. I didn't like it.
Didn't you put on a Paldea card as well? The Lost World one.
It was. It's very obviously fake if you look at it for 2 seconds. But no, I did one ages ago. I made a Photoshop mock-up of 4 booster packs for like a Charizard set. And it was like a base Charizard and like a Sword and Shield, a Vivid Voltage Charizard. So it was like 4 Charizard booster packs.
I remember seeing this.
Yeah, and I put the tweet out saying that it was a leak of an upcoming Charizard set where the whole set was Charizards.
Yes. I remember seeing this and I remember thinking it was real.
But yeah, well, that was the problem. I made it look too real. There wasn't anything obvious apart from the absurdity of making a set that is purely Charizard.
Yeah, with every single card is a Charizard.
Yeah, there was nothing obviously fake about it. So I deleted that one.
Look at Dragonfall.
Well, that was the point. That's why I deleted it, because it was people were taking it too seriously, and I realized that it's a hard line. Being like a trickster chaos demon is a hard line to toe, you know, because I never want to genuinely annoy people, but it is funny when you catch people in that you almost got me, a cheeky bugger.
Yeah.
You know, well, that's the vibe I always want to give off with us. It's like Tamsin always gets annoyed at the fakes I put out because she believes them for the first 5 minutes until she sees the bullshit that I've written on.
Yeah. The Great Orangaroo, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, no. How have we been going for nearly 4 hours?
I told you, man, I'm the waffle king. I can talk fucking no.
You need to change that league hat for a crown. Made of waffles.
No gods, no kings, no chains, man. We recognize no deities or royalties around here.
But sort of, I'm at the end of sort of questions myself. As much as this has been absolutely great.
It's almost 12:30.
Yeah.
The baby and the missus are still up. If you've got any one last question, I can give you as short and sweet of an answer as possible. If not, we can just wrap it up.
What do you think is going to be the next big Evolving Skies style set?
I reckon we're going to get a set at some point. So Evolving Skies was the evolution.
Yep.
I reckon at some point we're going to get like a Legends set. And it's going to be focused around all of the mythical Pokemon, all of the legendary Pokemon. It's going to be something like that. That'll just have all of the dope shit in it. It'll have Rayquaza, it'll have Mew, it'll have Mewtwo, it'll have Celebi, it'll have all of them.
Yeah.
As kind of a celebration of those types of Pokemon.
Yeah, there was some sort of rumblings, I believe, of something along those lines.
Yeah.
A little while back.
Pretty cool. We've got to think what the sort of holiday celebrations kind of sets are going to be
yeah, see,
for this
obviously we've got the
generation.
high class set, haven't we, for this year?
Yeah. If I was writing the new Pokemon anime, I would want to eventually tie into the past and ancient stuff. They're already doing it. They kind of dip their toes in it with the ancient and future, but I don't think that's kind of worked too much in their favor. It's like
not when they can put the name on the box saying, "Oh yeah, this is a Scream Sale box," and on the box it's a fucking roaring moon.
But maybe that's just the archaeologist in me.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want more ancient.
Yeah, I think that is going to be.
I want a cool like fossil set. That's what I want.
We do need another look at all these fossil Pokemon. Why are they?
Here's my super hope, and this is purely like this is no speculation. This is just what I'd love to happen. I'd love us to get Pokemon Legends Celebi, which is set in Johto, but fucking ancient Johto. Like Pokemon Legends Arceus was set in like not even Stone Age. It was an established culture and everything. There was technology and stuff. I want Pokemon Legends Celebi set in ancient like fucking Stone Age Johto.
Yeah.
They've just figured out how to throw acorns at Pokemon and capture them in some super rudimentary way.
Yeah.
And we get a bunch of really dope ancient versions of Gen 2, like archaic versions of Gen 2 Pokemon. That's what I want.
I want to see Meganium.
I want Dinosaur Cyndaquil. I want all of that shit.
Yes. Basically flip all the starters on their heads. Do a type mix up, basically. On them.
I want Jurassic Park Pokemon, that's what I want.
Yeah. With all the fossil Pokemon from all generations.
Yeah, and then the TCG set that goes along with that would just be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love that shit. That'd be amazing.
They should make it super basic. Get rid of all of these alternate arts. And make it super basic like the old school cards used to be.
I kind of like the illustration set. Let's do that, but have a nice illustration set with them as well.
Yes.
Like, what was the set that had the full art Armonite? Oh no, we don't have that yet, do we? That's going to come in 151.
Full art Armonite?
Yeah. That's it. I'm sure that's in 151. Or illustration rare.
Oh, the illustration rare. Yeah, no, that will be 151.
Because that is a beautiful card.
But it's been amazing to actually talk to you. Like, backwards and forwards over a voice call rather than me sitting there typing.
Yeah, no, this has been great, Frosty. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, and as first guests go, like, you've been amazing. Thank you very much.
I've set the bar. You guys are fun now.
You really have set the bar. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and go, who the hell am I getting on next? I'm gonna have to be in Pokereb's DMs, I think.
I've got some ideas, some fun people to talk to. You need to send you a list.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've got ideas of at least one tapping into a very different sort of category of people that doesn't get enough limelight in the community.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. But I'm going to keep that one up my sleeve, I think.
Yeah, no, you do that. I look forward to seeing,
because that's going to be an interesting episode and sort of looking into that realm of things. But thank you very much, and I don't know when I'm next live. I haven't thought up a schedule yet. When are you next live, Matt?
When I always am, Sunday, 8 p.m. British time. Without fail every week, unless I'm dying or on holiday.
Dying or on holiday. We could all use a holiday, I think.
Always.
Thank you very much, and
Appreciate it, Frosty.
no
Thanks for
worries.
listening, everyone.
Catch you real soon, dude.
See you.
Bye. We need to find somewhere to raid into. I haven't got anything open.
Yeah, no, I'm going to shoot anyway because I can hear the baby.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Thank you very much.
So good. Appreciate it, man.
Right.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, hello!